Yeah, we had extra special guests in the building. We ain't gonna say who, but they here.
Buffalo's finest.
Facts, man.
Buffalo's finest. You know,
just know if you know what date this being taped, he got tape coming out tonight, and that's all you need to know. Facts. Check that out. Huh? We live on Twitch. We live on Twitch, but we record for YouTube.
Yeah, we record for YouTube. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
yeah.
Oh, shit. I got to go live on the gram. Hold on. Nah, I got to pull the gram back up. Hold on.
Let me take your seat for a second.
Hold on.
Yeah. Welcome in. Yeah.
Nah, it's
You feel what I'm
lit.
saying?
It's legendary.
Nah.
You know what I mean? I'll pop in and be the co-host. So I got a question for Keisha Plum.
Oh, wow. Now we got a special co-host.
Yo, welcome to the TLE podcast where we can talk about anything, but we love to talk about how we get to a bag. It is a number host, A-Rod. You know, I got my co-host with me.
Dogs in, you know the vibe.
And you know, we also got...
Keisha Plum.
Hey! I just love her voice, bro.
Well, thank
Oh,
you.
my goodness.
Thank you.
Popped out. Yeah, like your voice is so like calm, soothing, unbothered.
Okay.
Very, very,
Ain't
very.
that's crazy because I just told her that when your store run, I literally told her that them exact words.
Yeah. See, we would have caught that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not always like that, but I'm glad that I'm able to portray that through my art. I think that's the thing about my art. It actually calms me, it soothes me, it's therapeutic. So,
All right.
yeah, that's the whole point.
Speaking of the art, that was quite the project.
Okay, yeah, y'all got the sneak peek.
No, facts. That was,
Okay.
like I told you, I was listening to it. I was riding, doing my little 1-2s, and I'd never been so at peace, like doing what I was doing, because I was doing something that usually like irks my nerves, and that project definitely had me at ease while I was doing what I was doing, and I appreciate that. Like,
No, I'm definitely glad that y'all appreciate it and listened to it and got a chance to absorb it before we talk, because that was important for me. I'm like, I want to talk about this new batch of poetry I'm putting out. So.
Very good storytelling.
Thank you. Yeah.
Like I know it's good for me. I know it's good storytelling when like I'm visualizing what the person is saying.
Yeah.
So like the stuff you talking about, I'm visualizing in my head the instances you're talking about. Just like when you're reading a good story, that's like a good book. You know you're really into it. You visualize the characters in your own way.
Right.
That's the vibe I got.
Yeah.
So it was
That's important when you are taking it from, the writing process to the recording process. Those are very important processes. And then, when you're trying to paint this picture with your words, and then you need people to listen to what you're saying, it's all work like within itself, So it's important, and I'm glad that y'all is feeling it, because this is a really unbiased opinion. I feel hopefully it's unbiased opinion that you guys are listening and that you guys just absorbed it and it stuck with y'all.
No, definitely not. It's not. I mean, it definitely is.
Yeah.
My bad. It definitely is an unbiased opinion.
Yeah.
Cause something that will prove that is Ant's like, cause he been heard. He's like, hey, listen to the tape. It's only 20 minutes. Listen to it. Listen to it. I be so busy.
I told him, I'm like, bro, listen to it while you working. It's going, cause he got a kind of stressful job. So I'd be like, bro, listen to it while you working, and I bet you it calm you down and keep you eased out. And
Okay.
and did it?
And it did. Yeah. But my thing, I was gonna listen to it, But I wish I would have listened to it sooner, and I'm glad I did because I'm like, okay, this is hard. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I did.
I'm glad y'all fucking with it.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
no, it was
That's
cool. It
definitely
just
what's
it
up.
make me, from the project you put out, it gives me the vibe. Well, not the vibe, but it just lets me know you came a long way, like spiritually, mentally,
Yes,
like
yes.
for you to be as you are now, so calm, cool, collected, like
Yes.
and
Yeah, I
that's
say that in the book.
yeah,
No,
literally,
facts.
yeah.
Like it's
so
a story about what you've been through. So
And it's like,
you definitely
the
get the insight.
the fact that you compressed that into 20 minutes, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so you got a lot to talk
Yeah,
about.
and it was very interesting because you say that I wasn't even trying to make it a 20-minute, but I said that this was actually perfect. It's like 20. It turns out to be 21 minutes. You know, an album is usually much longer than that. You know, as far as most albums now, they're at the 40, 50. You know, between 40, 50 minutes. So it's like, and then that just was what it was supposed to be 3 songs. And then I kept going back and forth, and then it turned into me adding 4 more songs. But it was when I began to sequence it, and I wanted to tell this story and dig deep into some things that's happened to me and some things I've dealt with, and just painting these little pictures throughout it. You know, I had a little to say on some, and then a lot to say on others.
All right.
So yeah, it balanced out.
The beat selection is very interesting too.
Okay, yeah.
I like the beat
Y'all like the
selection.
beats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Who's
Okay.
the 2 producers again?
Okay, so Showtime. Shout out to Showtime.
Big shout out to Showtime.
They produced the first 4 tracks. So that's PPP. What would Griselda do? All Bloody, and then Write Something. So they had actually sent those. They're more than beats to me. You know, it's production. It's like, okay, but they sent those in a pack to me back in April. It was like 15. And I would say out of the 15, I really loved 9. And then I really, really loved 5. So that's how my brain works. Like, okay, I love these strong 9, and now I'm coming out of 5, and I end up using 4 at the 5. And it was just a matter of me going back through. But Showtime, they produced the first 4. They're 2 brothers, and they're originally from Orange County, California. And they live in Austin, Texas now. So how I came to meet them was through someone who purchased a piece of art from me.
Oh wow.
So their family member purchased a piece of art from me. He's out still in California, and you know, just building that rapport with him. He didn't ask for no discount. He didn't try to haggle me. He paid me full price. He was just like, I've been wanting a piece from you, and basically my art was just me. I mean, we could get into it later or whatever, but the art was just, this is handwritten art that I've created. And it's based on all of my poems. Like, I've chosen different poems, and I create these pieces of art on canvas for them. So I've sold some over the last few years, and he wanted a piece last year. And he purchased the piece. And then over some time, he's like, you know, I don't want to be that guy, but, you know, you don't have to say yes, but I would love for you to hear some of my family's music that they make. They're novice. I mean, they love hip hop. They love making music, but they're novice at it. Like, they have never produced for anybody before. Like, I'm the first person that they work with. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's very special.
He sent me. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to the Love Baptism that I did. Probably not, but they actually produced. So what they were doing was So he was like, just listen to it. If you fuck with it, cool. If not, and I'm like, all right. So it was like one of those situations. I really have to be in the mood to listen to production. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I got to be in the mood for it. And over the years, all of the beats that I have, like, had people throw in my face, and I appreciate it. But I might go through 10 emails and not love anything. It's not being funny, but it's just like, not saying that they're horrible. It's just not gonna work for me. So when you get into that production and beat selection, like, you just want it to work for you. It may work best for somebody else, but when he sent me this, it was an 11-minute track, and he sent it to me. And so what they did was they produced, like, 7 different tracks. They added in their own skits. They added in like different nuances, and they sent it to me over as an 11-minute track. So this is like 11 minutes of production, like all back to back to back. Mm-hmm. And it was fire. It was crazy. I'm like, this shit is amazing. Like,
Hold on, so you mean like a continuous, just one?
Continuous one
song.
song.
That's fire.
Oh, hold on. So all the beats. So okay, what's that song? There's a song, I guess like older school songs. But there's this one where it's no lyrics, and then the beat just changes as you listen to it. That's like a lot of tracks.
Like Isaac Hayes. Isaac Hayes used to do that a lot. Like,
no lyrics, and then you go through like different phases. They send you something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard.
I feel like Isaac Hayes used to be notorious for that. Like if you go listen to some old Isaac Hayes, like his compositions.
He did Walk On By.
Walk On By. Did Isaac Hayes do Walk On By?
Isaac Hayes, but you
I gotta
know
fact check
Hayes.
that.
No, you know Isaac Hayes.
I gotta fact check that.
No, that's Marvin Gaye. No,
That was Marvin Gaye?
It's not Marvin Gaye.
Walk On.
I'm not even gonna act like I
But-
don't remember.
No, that
Isaac Hayes-
is. That's
Isaac Hayes?
Isaac Hayes, 1991.
Okay. You said what year?
1991. Unless Apple Music days
That
be a
might have
little
been
yeah, because I feel like that's like some 80s.
I'm about to say
That's
90
probably-
I'm about to say
that's some
91.
70s.
Yeah, that ain't sound
Isaac
right.
Hayes. He did the soundtracks. He was one of the first composers that was like he got on soundtracks, even though he did his acting back in the day, but not to get so far off the conversation.
Right.
But he was a part of a lot of big soundtracks from the 70s. But I'm just saying how he used to just like have the instrumentation going on and on and on and on. Like you had to catch this vibe back then, and so they gave me a vibe, and they did that, and then I loved it. I tabled it. They sent me another one, and with that one, I recorded the Love Baptism, and I dropped that in February. And it was 11 minutes. It was 7 different pieces of production. Like, so people thought it was an EP because it plays like an EP, but it's 11 minutes because you don't skip. It just, there's no skips on it. You have to press play, and it's
So it's really just a track. It's a long ass track.
It's 11-minute track, but the beat changes 7 times in it.
Oh, that's hard. So you
Yeah.
really taking it back.
It was a challenge.
Awesome.
It was a challenge because I was writing 7 different poems, and the production is about all different. I mean, it's all different types of vibes, and then they put their own skits in there. So they got it. It's called Freddie Freeman. So Freddie Freeman, he was the baseball player for the Braves. I think he still plays for the Braves, but you know the Braves won the World Series a couple of years ago. So, no, he played for the Dodgers. He plays for the Dodgers. Excuse me. He plays for the LA Dodgers, and he got them their World Series. Like I guess his final hit basically made them win the World Series that year.
Oh,
So I said
okay.
Atlanta because I'm thinking of we're in Atlanta, but yeah, it was. So either way, they put those type of skits in there. They just they were smart with the production, and but shout out to Showtime. They are super talented.
Big shout out to Showtime.
This time they sent me individual tracks, and they have more stuff that they're cooking up. But they have just been. It's like you know how something is a hobby to somebody, but you really don't. Like that's where they at with it. Like they really
Right.
dope. And it was. I like that the relationship was built organically because, and he may have said, and see, this is what people have to understand in building relationships. Sometimes you gotta buy that piece of art. Sometimes you gotta come with that bottle of wine. Sometimes you gotta come with
For sure.
different
For
things.
sure.
Not that you have to, but you may build those relationships. Okay, let me buy that vinyl. I'm gonna show up to that vinyl, get them to sign it type time. Like, let me take those extra steps because just him doing that, now we have a really good relationship with this music, and like his family is dope. Like they're in Texas now. They relocated from LA, but they are like so tapped into the soul and the feel of hip hop. And like as I'm just listening to their stuff, it's like I know we're gonna do more stuff together. But when y'all get a chance, you have to listen to the Love Baptism.
No, for sure.
I'm tuned in now. And speaking of skits, you had some interesting skits on this last project.
Yeah.
So you had one skit in particular, and I'm surprised I knew exactly where it came from. It was the dude, they pretty much the news anchor, whatever news channel, they interviewed a crackhead. No, for real.
Yeah. Yep.
And it was so interesting to me when I watched this video a few months ago.
Okay.
And it was so interesting to me because it really, really, obviously that's not an era I know anything about. or grew up in. It was before my time, but it really put in perspective of what crack could do to you. This dude was regular law-abiding citizen dude, had a good job.
He was an engineer, if I'm not mistaken.
A good job. In the 80s. Mm-hmm. So whatever he was making at that time, you know, he making good money.
Yeah.
And it destroyed him. Yeah. And he admitted it. Like he's talking about something. He going to the crack house on his lunch break. Yeah. Yo, bro, I'm like, nah, but he said crack is the boss.
No, crack is the boss. When you are
damn.
So where did you get the inspiration to use that clip from? Was it just a song? What was it?
It wasn't the song because I had already started writing this song, you know, prior to. So I did all the skits after I wrote, you know, to all these songs. But I was just thinking about what I was saying in that particular song, and I wanted to end it with something. And my mind was working triple overtime because I knew I wanted to incorporate something in there with the crack era, crack epidemic. It was our own pandemic. I mean, people out there smoking crack today, so it's like, you know, crack is
whack.
Crack is whack, like what he said.
Right.
It shapes so much in society, culture, music, everything. So I had been just searching, not for any. It wasn't like I was searching for. I was actually searching for different things in Buffalo, along the lines of crack houses and just different topics of, you know, people using crack and everything. So in this interview, that gentleman is talking about how he was already doing coke. And so he was already doing coke, and the first time he tried crack, he was with a female. Mm-hmm. Basically got him turned out on it. She was doing it, but, you know, he had never tried it before. And see, back then, everybody wanted to party.
Correct.
Drugs was just being party. You know, you didn't think, you didn't know the consequences. You didn't know what it would be. But, you know, nobody knew what it would be, unfortunately.
I'm going to say unfortunately, it turned out to be the worst, one of the worst things ever.
Yeah, I mean, even the generations before that, when they were getting strung out on heroin, you know, just all of the beautiful artists that were strung out that we lost way before our time, but nobody knew that it would, you know, do what it did to a lot of artists. And, you know, and heroin is still being used today, but, you know, it's just one of those things like, yeah, you think you just having fun, a good time, you get high, and then your life is in shambles.
All right.
So, yeah, and I say that on that song, I lived through the 90s, where hood queens turned into zombies.
Facts.
Yeah, like, and some of them was related to my mommy. Because, you know, this is like real life, you know, and God bless anybody in my family that has dealt with the battle of addiction, but it's really a serious thing. And when you've seen it from the eyes of a child, and then when you see it still from the eyes of a teenager and an adult, it's still going on, it's like, yeah. But finding him was really just through a stroke of me continuing to search. And then I was listening to several parts of his interview, and I was like, that right there struck with me because he said, yeah, crack is the boss, you know?
Yeah.
There's nobody, you know, that's going to defeat it unless you really want to defeat it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And most times people don't want to defeat it. So,
ooh, yeah. That was...
Yeah.
Fucked you up, man?
Fucked me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you retarded.
Yeah,
All right, so
it's been therapeutic. Like, this whole process with writing this has been very therapeutic. And like, as I speak about on that song, you know, this is a real situation where my you know, dude at the time, you know, this was some time into our relationship that, you know, I discovered that he was, you know, sniffing cocaine or whatever. So, you know, I didn't know. And he was having a hell of a day. And
because when they hit a project, it's gonna fuck your head up the way she illustrates the story.
I definitely wanted to get to that. That's what stood out to me.
Yeah. Yeah. This is nothing that like is so much of the truth that I'm just bearing in this. Because like I say, I was 17, he was 23 when I first met him, and This was probably I was about 19, between 18 and 19 at this time. Mm-hmm. So we had been in it
together for a little minute.
Yeah, But I had went away to VA. I came back. And so, but it was so much that had transpired with his life that he was living in the streets for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're dealing with somebody, see, growing up as a girl in the hood, like, we are gravitating towards the drug dealers. This is just the reality. Like, this is what's still going on today. But back then, it was amplified.
Yeah.
You know, you really didn't, like, he approached me, like, the day before my senior prom. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I had had a few boyfriends before, but I never had a grown-ass man. You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga already had a kid.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, I was just understanding, like, when I'm starting to think about it, I didn't even plan to speak on him in this song. But when I got into it, I just was starting to think about this experience of him, you know, snorting the cocaine in front of me. And at that time, I just never looked at him again the same. I really had to pretend that I could look at him the same, but it just was always something in the back of my mind. And, you know, we had real ass conversations about it years later, and he did end up, you know, beating that because he got real off into it crazy at one point, if I'm not mistaken. But we had been, you know, out of each other's lives, you know, some years. But, you know, this is some real shit.
Right.
You know, like, so it just hit me and wanting to speak on it because the average black girl, she deals with a lot more than most people know. And then she carries these things through her lifetime. And it's like, you know, like I say, I was trapped being his bitch. Like, I really was. I felt that way in so many ways because it was like, nobody knew this man was snorting cocaine.
But what made you feel trapped?
Because he had a strong influence on me. He had a strong power hold on me. Like, he was a grown man, like I said, with a kid already. I'm 17, fresh out of, not even made it out of high school when I met him.
Man, you know, these dudes be tender. They ain't letting.
And this was back.
Oh, that nigga was tender. He like, she ain't leaving me.
No, yeah, it was a lot wrapped and mixed up into it. You know what I mean? Like, and it wasn't like on some, oh, he was just like, he was never like beating my ass, nothing like that. It was just a matter of.
Yeah, you made that clear in the song.
Yeah.
That he never put his hands on you.
Yeah. And to be honest, he did eventually at one point. It wasn't then. It was some time after that, in a fit of us ending things. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, like I said, he was trying to cage me in. He even proposed to me and everything.
Oh.
Like when I wasn't even 20, I was already moving out here. So he proposed to me. He was trying to really lock me in and
Trap you.
Nah, he really was. And so, but now it takes layers and years of different things that you go through to see this. Because just like women could try to, you know, men could get trapped too by women as well.
Definitely.
But it was just one of those things where, you know, you're constantly coming of age. You're constantly growing. It's always different layers to your story. When you get to 20 years from now, it's going to be different layers, but you'll still find out another 20 years after that, like, wow, I ain't really know shit.
Right.
So, yeah, but it was a trapness that I felt. And I knew I was like, I ain't getting married. A few of my friends got married dumb early in life. And can't say that they're the happiest, but they got married early and they felt like that was a sense of accomplishment for them and never knock it, but it's just the level of misery that some people sit in because they want a title. And I wasn't about to let that happen to me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I was acting up out in Atlanta. I ain't give a fuck.
I feel like that's like my fear of like monogamy. Like, I guess I don't want to be like trapped and just doing something because society. That's like the quote unquote norm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I actually want to be like happy.
And the happiness, yeah, you can be monogamous. You can be one person. You can really love on somebody. Like, you could really feel like that's your person. And I feel like, honestly, it sounds like a cliche. But I feel like that's true. But you have to be ready for it.
Correct.
Like, you can't just play around and say like women, you got to be ready for it. I mean, you have to be ready for it. It's no age.
I was about to say, I feel like society, society pushes us. I feel like they push an age on it.
Yeah, because it's societal standards.
Yeah.
You have to understand. They want you to get in debt. They want you to get the house. They want you to be paying for medical bills for the kids that you didn't have. They want you to. It's all a societal situation. Yes, family is beautiful, but you don't want to fuck around and start a family with the wrong person.
Who no?
And this is just real shit.
Please, no.
That's for a man and for a woman. When I speak on things, this is not just a slanted view because I'm a woman. This is for men and women. Like, you do not want to start a family with the wrong person because now you are connected. So you have to make the decision as far as how you're going to handle it. Because at the end of the day, a child don't ever ask to be here. You know what I'm saying? So standing up for your child is always numero uno. However, you're going to have to realize who you're attached to. And then if you say that I'm going to make a sacrifice, I'm going to be with this person, and I just want to make it work, that's different. I just knew at that age, I wasn't about to try to make it work with really somebody who I didn't respect and really somebody who I was just sick of. Just to be real. I was sick of it. Like, I was at my wits' end with it because I did not know no better. You know what I'm saying? Because when they say you know better, you do better. So,
no, definitely.
At that age, I didn't know any better. You know what I'm saying? And it's all respect to him, all love. You know, so I'm in Buffalo not too long ago. He's doing great. He done got married, got extra kids now. Like, he's cool. But you still have to understand, like, what your story is. And then you have to be prepared to figure out what part of your story you want to be ready to share. I done talked about so much shit in my writing, so now it's like very much so a time to get personal, like even more personal.
So speaking of that, where did your love of poetry come from?
Just everything, everything. I was introduced to poetry very early in life by my mother. Shout out my mother because
shout out to my dude.
Because she was very much a huge part of my introduction to a lot of the arts. But Langston Hughes was one of the earliest poets that I read.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
you said you met him?
No.
No.
He was,
hold on.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on. Maybe I heard the name wrong. I'm bugging.
I know I'm up there, but
no, black don't crack. But even I'm like, ain't no gut. Now I need to know. Now I need to know how old Langston. That time, that was way back then.
No, that was way back then. That was well before he passed away before my mother was born.
That's what I'm like. Yeah, I'm like, hold on, but
thinking. Or she might have been a young girl, but yeah, poetry, the love of poetry. I used to always write little notes for people. I used to write birthday cards. Like, when you don't have like the money like these kids do now, just they got endless supply of money. These kids, they got no job, baby.
These kids be wanting designer.
Like,
designer down.
18. They be.
She wore all types of.
Oh, hold on. Where she wanted?
She be like, I like.
She talking about her daughter.
Yeah, my daughter's in the building today, but yeah, no.
Shout out, baby girl. Wrong
button. Yo, this is so funny. Did you hear that?
It was the one.
No. He said shout out to baby girl. It started playing like a little happy song. Like
that's good though. It's a happy shout out. But
oh my
not
God.
to veer off because I think that's just in me. I veer off and I get into Alice in Wonderland mode. But poetry, I love it. Like, it's one of those things I was always writing constantly, and then being exposed to certain music early. I was in the church growing up. I used to always find a way to try to be in the church plays, and I was raised up in the theater. And so writing poetry, that all kind of goes hand in hand in your stage presence and performance. And I think that's why I became so comfortable with the spoken word part of it, because all poets don't perform spoken word,
Well, what do you mean by that?
Well, poetry is a form of writing, right?
Correct.
So a lot of poets are just known for their writing ability of writing poetry. A lot of them don't perform their poetry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or they don't perform it in a spoken word form, where it's associated like more with a rhythm and a hip hop.
Where they
like-
can like do it at a show like Love Jones and they
Yeah.
be snapping.
I mean that is definitely like the Love Jones and that whole era. But like even let's talk about a Maya Angelou, who she was a good performer of her poetry, but it wasn't necessarily in a spoken word format.
Okay.
So she was more of an orator with her poetry, like, which is someone who is like the person who tells the story. She's very eloquent in her speaking, very, very, very eloquent. Like she's like probably one of the most pristine writers, and also like her voice resonates. It's so like, you know how you might describe my voice. That's how I'm thinking of Maya Angelou, her voice, as opposed to a Nikki Giovanni, who was developing more of the spoken word form of poetry in her era when she was performing in a lot of ways. Even though she may have just performed it outright, but Nikki Giovanni's style was a little different. And then that brought you into the last poets and how they were doing poetry over drums, like African drums and bass and everything. So that added to the appeal of, you know, people starting to rap. Hearing that. Because Biggie, he was influenced by the last poets. So like their influence, it touched hip hop in a major way, you know. So all those different forms, like I just fell in love with poetry, especially like in hip hop is poetry.
No,
It is.
You know, so
At the simplest form.
it just
Fact.
it doubled over. I was listening to hip hop early. I mean, really one of my first tapes was Salt and Pepper. Me and my cousin, we was listening to that. I always thought she was Pepper.
I got
so
you.
every time the songs came on,
Shout out Renetta, yeah. My cousin Renetta, we used to flip that tape over like Salt and Pepper. We was them. They was us. That was like our first taste of like, oh goodness, this girls rapping. Like even though we heard MC Lyte and Queen Latifah they was coming shortly after them. Like when MC Lyte came out, I think a little bit around the same time as Salt and Pepper, if I'm not mistaken. I think Queen was coming a little bit after them, but like, you know, Roxanne Shante, I think she was really one of the first. But like Salt and Pepper, they was like with the leather and like the chunky gold necklaces and the crazy hairstyles, all the
You wanted to be there.
Like they was super fly. Like
Yeah.
they was super fly. Like Salt and Pepper had a wave out of this world. So
and I think they was like the first ones kind of talking raunchy in their music.
a little bit, yeah. Let's talk about sex, baby.
Yeah, facts, like, push it.
That was
yeah.
Like they was talking,
they was talking hot.
reckless.
Facts.
Yeah, and they was cute.
Facts.
Yeah, they was fly. They was New York girls, and they was fly. So like that was always appealing to us. Like we always wanted to see the fly girls.
For sure.
Yeah,
So
for certain.
so what made you mix the poetry over the instrumentals?
I don't know if something made me. It was just something I was always attracted to. Like I said, like I always thought I could rap along to every rapper. Like I was the girl that was rapping with Nas, then like I said, Biggie, and then, you know, Run DMC or LL. Like I love to actually like mimic rapping anyway. Like, and the girls, of course, too. Like, you know, I'm paying homage to Little Kim. Like, I know so many Little Kim bars back in the day. It was like, why are we should not be listening to this. But this is what it was, you know what I'm saying? But so it was like I always felt a connection, you know, where you don't really know what your destiny is or where you're supposed to be at until you start just doing it. It feels good. It felt right.
When you finally find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was probably like 2011, maybe 10, 11. But I think when I first started recording like poetry over instrumentation. So this was before, you know, West, but we were doing this in my my old apartment that was not too far from here actually. I used to stay right by I don't want to give up where y'all at, but I wasn't too far from here.
Gotcha.
I was thinking about something like that. Like, just, it
Facts.
was not too far from here. But, yeah, like, we were recording in my closet in my apartment over there, and me and my brother, shout out SK Home, we was recording, and it was just like one of those things where it was like super dope. I loved the feeling of it. I was putting some stuff out on YouTube. And yeah, this was like 2011. And I ended up, I was running a shoe store. I used to sell shoes. Like, what was we selling in there? We were selling shell toes and Timberlands and all types of things.
You used to own a shoe store?
I used to run it.
Oh, gotcha.
I used to run several shoe stores out here in Atlanta. But it wasn't no Foot Lockers. It was like, it was like they had chain. It was a chain store. But
yeah.
They sold different type of stuff. Like they sold a lot of just different brands. But everybody was coming in there. And as long story short, that's how me and West ran back into each other in my store. But I just like fell in love with that idea of like doing it. So this guy that worked for me, he was rapping at the time. He like, could you do an interlude on my mixtape? I'm like, yeah, because he knew that I was, you talk about your other interests with people and stuff. I'm like, yeah, sure. So I went to go record it. Like I never had a fear of recording or anything like that. Like I was writing I've always written everything. So I'm writing, we recorded and just laid it down. And it was like the rest was history. And my brother, he was working on the mixtape. He was like, can you do the intro and the outro? Just write something, fly to go, da-da-da-da. This is the name. Bet. So I was doing that. And I was like, I want to do more. Like I kept wanting to. So then it's like when Wes had hit me like the year later, I didn't even know Wes was rapping.
And for the people who don't know, for the fans who's watching that don't know, she's talking about her brother Westside Gunn.
Yes. So when he hit me, it was Conway who I thought was rapping. Well, was rapping.
Mm-hmm.
Conway got shot. And you fast forward to West on his time where he just I got to make it happen because it's now or never. And this is several months after Con had got shot, but he was already working in his mind I gotta get this shit moving.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because Con was living out here in the A, but he got shot in Buffalo. He was back in Buffalo for whatever reason, but he got shot in Buffalo. So, but long story short, I might say that a few times. I'm trying not to say that. But when Wes hit me, and then I'm hearing what I'm like, what is this nigga talking about?
When you listen to the music.
Yeah, because I was like, yo, first of all, nigga, I didn't even know you could rap like this. I'm like, you sound like Ghost and Ray.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Sound really good.
I'm like, what the? But I was impressed. I was blown away. Because, regardless, this is the cloth. I'm like, oh, this how you coming. Because I had never heard Wes rap, even though Wes had put out music and Buff in the town, but it was in between time that I wasn't even living there. Even when Benny was having a crazy run in Buffalo, it was times that you might have heard stuff or you knew that they was doing stuff, but I had never heard Wes rap until we was in the studio that day.
Mm-hmm.
And that was summertime 2012, end of summertime 2012, because that tape ended up coming out October 2012. He was always putting the releases close to his cousin Shinga. Benny brother.
Mm-hmm.
So rest in peace. But it was just when once I got that bug in me and I wanted to keep recording, and that first tape though with Wes. So with my brother and my peoples, I wrote those poems. With that first tape with Wes, he was like, I wrote something. I just want you to record it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, bet. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, this poem that he did, it's this piece in the middle of all this violent, crazy, reckless rapping. Okay, so, but I think it was still just in the delivery of it too. Because I switched a few things around just delivery-wise. I'm thinking of how the prose should feel. And then we recorded it. And then it was he came back to me the next year oh, I'm about to do this tape again. Even though me and Wes was always seeing each other in between all this music, on some family stuff, going to dinner, doing that, or whatever. But it's you're yeah, I want to do this tape. I'm like, all right, well, I'm writing it this time. I know you did it the first time, but you know,
No, I gotta go.
Right? Yeah, so you know, the rest is history because when he says that, he's like, yeah, she wouldn't let me do nothing. He was like, because it was never like him trying to write for me. He just wrote that poem because that's what was on his mind.
And he just felt like it'd have been dope coming from you.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing. Like when I'm talking about the fact that poetry is riddled in hip hop, like literally, like it started with the poetry. It started with the spoke. These are young poets. This is the street poetry. So it's like he went from an advanced part of the poetry to the broken down part, which is still, you know, in a very technical way that he did it, but it was just raw. It was refreshing because you know you can hear poetry in certain artists. You can hear it. You can feel it. You know what I'm saying?
and they flow facts.
Yeah.
So speaking about doing the tape with your brother, so we have a mutual friend that's no longer here. Shout out Inf. Shout out to the big dog.
Yeah, rest in peace, Inf.
No, facts. Big Dump Ballad.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I listened to it for a couple times when it first came out. I can't listen to it no more. Okay. So like, you talk about that song.
Ooh, okay. I need a sip of wine real quick.
Nah, facts. Nah, it go that way.
Yeah,
facts.
let's have a sip for Inf. Wait, you got your toast.
Right. I think for the rest of it, I'm gonna be on wine. I think I need to slow
You
down.
gonna switch it up?
Okay.
Oh, you got him switching it up. Yeah, you might be a good luck charm because he goes crazy. He don't know how to act.
I can do wine.
That's
Wine
crazy.
is a different type of. Wine is a
type
different
of animal come out of you.
No.
Oh Lord.
No, wine is a different type of. I don't want to say.
Ew.
Yeah, I didn't want to say
vibe.
drunk.
Yeah, 'cause wine-
But you can be wine drunk too.
different
Wine drunk
hangover.
and liquor drunk is different.
There's winos, yeah.
Yeah, like and I be
wine could take you there.
no for sure. I feel like that's the misconception about wine. Like, especially you drinking a good wine, expensive. You spend some money on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right,
It-
we'll
it-
go
it-
back
my
into
bad.
we'll go back into your alcoholic rant later.
Look, no, it makes me think of Inf because not one of the last times, but one of the I remember he had a bottle of Camus. We was out on MLK, and you know it's a real expensive wine, and he had us sipping a little bit. But Inf was like, of course, you wanted all the flyest shit. You know what I'm saying? He's coming through with the Supreme,
Come on, man.
the Dior,
Come on,
bubbles
man.
and everything else, and he's just like one of one. Inf was literally one of one, and I just really, when Wes sent me that song, he sent it to me like, I don't know how long before. Like I was in the clutch sending that song back to him.
I can only imagine.
A few days before he released it, my voice was extremely hoarse on that song. I was trying not to get so emotional on it because that's the question you just asked me. I asked on there, and look, see, the question I asked on there, it was, when did you start writing poetry? I don't remember.
Facts.
It just, these things like, it's like there's no, was it 6, 7? Was it 8, 9? It was a very young time for me. And then on this song, I'm speaking of my father who passed in 2020. Rest in peace to my dad. And the tumultuous energy that was that I didn't even realize how much that derailed me, honestly, in so many ways. In the pandemic and my dad died, it was a lot. And so then, Inf and I, we had developed this closeness over, I guess in the matter of about 5 years, about good 5 years, maybe 5, 6, something like that. But it was like, Inf pull up on me, Plum. You know what I mean? Like,
Bruh, got that iconic raspy voice.
But that's
like,
crazy.
Facts.
Never met the man, but every time somebody do his voice, it's the same. That's crazy.
You got that iconic voice.
That's crazy.
You ain't listening, nephew. I'm trying to tell you, nephew. Just listen.
Like he was larger than life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you heard his voice, like you already knew what it was. Like, and then Inf will argue you down on something. Inf will make you laugh.
Don't even get into it with
Inf
him.
done
Like,
made me cry. Inf done pissed me off. Inf done made me just be like feeling like everything is okay. Like Inf always spoke like positivity into you too.
facts. Nah,
Like,
facts.
that's one thing I see. He always bigged up anybody that was around him. Unless like they was on some sucker shit, then he might call it out.
No, of course.
But like he was just like, he was really truly. I'm just glad that I got a chance to know him, like, and just meeting him through West and having that connection. And it was just like he always wanted to make sure he's like, nah, Plum, like he was holding me down, like he was
That's what
making
he
sure
did.
like.
Make sure you straight.
We maneuvering, I'm pulling up. Like, I had a situation out somewhere, and, you know, I don't really get out of character too much as far as, like, when I say calm, cool, collected, that's really how I be. I like to have a good time, but it was a whole situation that I popped off one time. And Inf, he like, yo, like, Plum, they seen how mad you was. And I'm like, nah, tell niggas to chill, like it's okay. But you know, like he wasn't gonna play around about me, and that was just all for the love and respect, and it was all for respect with West and everything like that, and the relationship they had, because West like really saw him as on a brother type time, you know, like, and shit ain't the same. Shit don't feel the same. The energy is
MLK
unmatched.
not the same.
It's
And pulling up
definitely
don't feel
not.
the same.
Wanting to go, you know, if.
Man,
And if I've been in the car with If a couple of times, you might lose. You gotta clutch. Like you gotta make sure your
nah,
seatbelt is
facts.
on.
Listen, facts. Pull up on the block. Yo, Nev, take me to the liquor store. Come on, Nev. Come on, Nev. Let's go.
Bruh.
Nah, facts. Nah, I swear to God,
That's how
bro.
it be. Anything I wanted, if I was out there, he like, yo, go get Plum some Dutchess or whatever. Like
Like,
go get
nah,
Plum this, go get Plum that. Like
He gonna
and
make sure you was straight, bro.
He always gonna make
Facts.
sure you're straight, and then he wants you to go to the next spot with him, and he wants you to go to the next club.
He ain't
with
never
him,
tried to
and-
go in the house. Nah, he was outside, bro.
Yeah. But he stood on a lot of different, you know, things in life. You know what I'm saying? And they don't make him like him anymore. But like he definitely was one of one. So when I'm hearing what Wes is saying on his song about him and just life shit, and he talking on his cousin Sheen Gun, and he talking on Bacon as his uncle. He's talking on a lot of life stuff, and then he lost his Aunt Michelle. So you know, everybody has gone through loss. You know, like every single person has gone through loss. So my loss is no better than yours or yours. You know what I'm saying? Loss is loss. Grief is a very powerful process.
Right.
Like, you don't just bury somebody and then, you know, or, you know, a couple of years
Nah, that
back,
shit.
sometimes the grief hurts worse later. 'Cause
Facts.
then you just realize, like,
It's
oh,
them
they
random
not here
moments.
to see this. They not here to see that. So, but just writing Big Dumb Ballad, I didn't know it was even going to be called Big Dumb Ballad. And just hearing that production, just that loop, and it was so, like, it was definitely a spiritual thing. And, like, I just, like I said, you know, cried enough tears to fill 3 Nile rivers. Like, that was where I was at in life. Like,
Nah,
Hold
bro.
on, she rapping.
Nah, bro. Listen. Nah, on that one, bro. Like,
yeah.
bro, I literally cry every time I hear it. Not, and it's cause I know him, but it's the way she illustrate and the way she's talking, bro. It's just like how I'm not supposed to cry hearing this, knowing that man, like knowing how much he meant to everybody, bro. And it's like once he passed, you seen that, like everybody posted that man. I'm talking about. I was going my
Everybody.
Explore. I've never seen somebody on the Explore page as much as I seen that man on my Explore page, bro.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people from
She said,
everywhere, every different
cried
state.
enough tears
To fill 3 Nile rivers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, that's like where I was at with it, like just in an emotional state, because like the night I found out, when I speak on it in the song, the night I found out Inf had passed away, like I was experiencing it in real time. I didn't hear it from nobody. I saw, like I was able to see in real time.
Oh, you was out there.
I wasn't out there, but you know, our people was out there.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And So yeah, like he was just in shock. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's wrong? I'm looking at him on FaceTime. I'm like, what's wrong? He like, they saying Inf got shot. I'm like, what? So, but I'm somewhere not loud and noisy, and then I'm with India, Vinny. Me and her out. We were not too far though, but it was just a series of events. So like just having it play out, and we're learning about it. Like I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. And then by the time I'm able to call him back, then APD out there. Like this was like all in a moment's time. Like I'm on FaceTime with him. He's showing me what's going on, and I'm like, whoa. And like his face is one of stunned shock. Like I'm just like, there's nothing I could do. I'm like, this is insane. And so like I hit West immediately. He didn't pick up. I literally texted him 911.
Facts.
And I'm like, yeah. So it was just one of those like surreal moments because I only seen Inf like maybe a week and a half before that. And he was standing out there with Big Jason. And they was talking. And I was about to leave. But I didn't see Inf out my rear. He was like, bye, Plum. I'm like, bye, Inf. He was like, love you. I'm like, love you too. But you just say that, and yeah, you don't know that's gonna be the last.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, so that's what it was. But like, Inf, he was just one-on-one. Like, and me writing and composing that, and just I was pouring out a lot of pain at that time. But me having to get to that point and being able to, that's why I'm saying I was going over that song for weeks. And, you know, I've been in the studio with Wes where he like, yo, Plum, this is the track I want you to write to. And then I'm writing right there on the spot. And then we recording it right there. And this is maybe hours of us in the studio, but most of the stuff that Wes has given me has been right there on the spot in the studio. This was one of the songs he sent me, one of the few over the years that he's actually sent me, and I've had time to prepare for it and write. And I think he probably knew that too. I might have needed some time to prepare to write to that, just to get to that level, because it did take me about 2 weeks to get it all out and to put it down. And I just kept going back and forth about what I wanted to write, and that's normally not me. I write.
Usually get it out.
I really do. You know what I'm saying? It may take a few, like if I'm in a session and we doing a session right then and there, it may take me within a few hours. It just depends on how fast something moves me or whatever the case may be, or if he was already recording other music and then now we get into his song, because Wes like to do multiple songs within that's how I've learned how like to do music in such a way, because I've watched him. When we was talking earlier, I'm like, I've witnessed so much of Westside Gunn creating music, like it's unmatched for me in a way of like, that's my family, that's my brother, but I'm still a fan of him.
You're still a fan, fact. You're still amazed every time you see him do what he do.
Yeah, super amazed. So, so with that being said, yeah, like he didn't even bother me about it. But when I sent that back to him, yo, he was crying, he was bawling.
I already know,
you know what I'm saying? He publicly said that. I'm not just saying that to say that. He's publicly said that, and
facts.
He's gone through so much loss. Like I said, nobody's loss is greater than the next, because I'm thinking about Inf's kids. You know what I'm saying?
Bug, the daughter, Migo.
Yeah.
Nah, you looked at me like I ain't them. Bro, he used to have them on the block when he used to have them. He used to have them on the block. I used to be with them every day. Inf used to take me home. Inf used to take. And I'm not even talking about before Migo. I'm talking about when it was just Bug and the daughter.
Okay, yeah.
Inf used to make sure I used to get home every day from the block.
Yeah.
Every day. I used to literally get off work every day. He made sure I get home. Nah, we gotta wait for Aunt. Nah, they cleaning up. Nah, we gotta wait for Aunt. Nah, chill.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. So his kids was like, they like my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Nah, facts.
Nah, he definitely, like I said, he's the looker out. He's the
definition of it.
Yeah.
Like the dot connector. Like
Yeah. He want to make sure you good. So it was a huge loss. Like, you know, like I said, just thinking about his moms and his family and all of Jersey. Shout out Jersey. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, it would be like, man, yeah, but you know, I lived in the Bronx. Yeah, I know, because my sister, she from, her grandma's from Tremont in the Bronx. And, like, they had a little rapport with them. But, like, you know, it was just like he
Just
he
one-on-one.
loved Buffalo. He loved Buffalo niggas, that's for sure. Like he went up there in Buffalo. Like I got a couple of pictures with Inf going up to Buffalo too. I gotta find some more of them. But
I do want to
the
speak.
memories with Inf is crazy.
I do want to speak about Buffalo. What are some misconceptions about Buffalo, New York?
Misconceptions about Buffalo, New York. It's different stereotypes people say about Buffalo. You know, it's like, you know, they only think it's cold in Buffalo.
It is
gets
cold in
hot. It gets hot because as soon as it get hot, that's when these boys get to acting up,
Okay, so
or people get to acting up.
figuratively and okay,
Yeah,
got you.
But it's definitely we have our stretch of winter. I mean, we are an ice city. Like we are known for that. But it gets hot in Buffalo too. So that's like a misconception as far as like the weather. Because I think people always like, oh, it's cold up there. That's like the one thing they know. And then it's like the funny, you know, style people that want to be like, oh, it's probably farms and stuff. Like no, Buffalo is a city. I'm an original city girl. We the city kids. Like we was on buses, trains, we hopping trains, we maneuver. That's how I got around. I tell her like I walked around the whole city of Buffalo. Like I knew Buffalo like the back of my hand. Like as far as like we walked from the east side to the west side, downtown. We walked through the projects. We walked all throughout Buffalo. Like we was walkers. Like we had to walk through our city. Seriously, like you ain't had that $1.10 to get on the bus. That's used to be $1.10 cent.
Nah, that's crazy.
We keep our $1.10 so we could get our junk from the camp from
the store.
or whatever. Like you keep your bus fare so you can get some food, some snacks and shit. So, but like yeah, we was catching the trains, all of that. So it's like it's very much city, it's very much blocks, neighborhoods. Like you have a city foundation when you're in Buffalo, New York. Like, and it's hoods, it's blocks and it's hoods. You know what I'm saying? So like even if you in a certain hood, it's still blocks. Like so, you know, I could shout out a million hoods right now. But you know,
Right.
you know, shout out one, somebody gonna feel some type of way.
Right.
But, you know, I'm from Cold Spring, you know what I'm saying? And then I grew up like on Delavan as well, you know, Delavan and Grider, that area, Delavan and Chelsea. But, you know, we was in Central Park, you know what I'm saying? We was everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, but my foundation is Cold Spring. But, you know, and then it's like the misconception that, oh, Buffalo is not New York. Like it's politics, you know what I'm saying? Because that conversation, you know, every time when I moved to Atlanta, people were like, where you from? I'm like, Buffalo. Because I would hear certain people that was from Buffalo saying they from New York. Like just to say they from
Just to
state. What part? Oh yeah, I'm from upstate. No, say where you from. Because I've never backed down from saying I'm from Buffalo. Like, but I feel like because the boroughs were so much more like bigged up in respect to the borough, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, I want to see somebody come to Buffalo and survive. I plant you right in the middle of the hood.
So
I
you
want you to figure it out. You know
So
what
you
I
saying the
mean?
Bronx nigga can't stand a chance
I
and
ain't
just
saying that.
just a city like you saying is just as rough and tough as it is.
That's
in the
why I
five
wanted.
boroughs.
That's why I wanted to
It is
ask
out
you
there.
that.
Yeah, I mean everything that is talked about, the grit, the grime, everything that is of like the most reckless, dangerous, treacherous, vicious shit that you could go through, see through in Buffalo. You're gonna see that in any town. You see that in the small towns, the big towns. Like, you know, we are not, you know, like immune to that. Like Buffalo has always been poverty for me most of my life. Like out from the east side of Buffalo, that's poverty. Like the majority of Buffalo is like that. So, but the east side, where the majority of black people reside in Buffalo, it's always been a certain level of poverty, killing, shootings, drugs. Like, it's just, you know, the dilapidated buildings, like the bandos, all of that. Well, they call them the bandos now, but, you know, the lingo changes, you know what I'm saying, or whatever.
Right.
Like, most of that is just the crack houses, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, you know, when you got people that's strung out, you know what I'm saying? Then, shit, they water getting cut off, they heat getting cut off, then everybody just in there getting high, then it turns into, you know what I'm saying, the crack house, really. They call it bando now, but whatever the case may be, the trap house, it's all the same lingo, it just carries on from, you know, city to city. But yeah, Buffalo, I mean, it's, you know, people call it rough buff. Like, that's really we rough
That's
around
crazy.
the edges. We rough around the edges. We got dirty clouds. We got dirty snow. Like, this is
Dirty clouds is crazy.
Yeah, like our city is.
No, I definitely didn't doubt it. I just
Yeah.
knew that kind of was like a thing. But when it comes to New York as a whole,
Yeah.
New York is just so different because they'll literally not even claim Long Island.
Yeah, no. Absolutely.
like the boroughs. The boroughs won't even claim each other
themselves.
sometimes. Like New York, ain't no
Yeah.
place like New York. Like that shit
if
is
you-
crazy.
if you're from
They call it Bronx. They call
But-
it Bronx dirty. Like,
But
yeah.
everything is a
Yeah.
competition in New York. Like,
It definitely is, but you also got to think like even like how Harlem is its own world in Manhattan. Like Harlem is not Harlem. Will call,
no, exactly.
yeah, Harlem will call itself a borough, but it's really
With the swiftness.
It's a part of the borough. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know that's like its own world within its world. So
Harlem
it's like,
world. Listen.
Type
for
shit.
real, for real. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, like people hold true to where they come from, their stomping grounds, and that's the thing I feel like with Buffalo. Even the sound that's been resonating in people's eardrums for the last decade now, this resurgence that is like, oh, it was some Buffalo niggas that did that. Like it was that Buffalo sound. We brought New York back. Let's just be clear, and y'all can use that as a sound bite.
Nah, that's
Right,
crazy.
right,
But
right,
no,
right.
that's
Someone
crazy.
resurrected it. Like you say, you know what? That was you. I'm like you saying, but yeah, that was you playing this Westside Gunn song with Fab. Like how was Fab on a song with Westside Gunn?
No, facts.
Right,
And it's-
a Brooklyn
right.
nigga.
Nah, but
yeah.
But
they
even-
don't give y'all that respect, but they definitely give y'all.
No,
they give them the
give
respect
it
and
the
saying they brought hip
respect
hop
because
back.
the MCs,
That's
Like
crazy.
you got a
I never
Black
thought about that.
Thought.
That's
working with
crazy.
Benny. You got Styles P. You got Jada Kiss, Love Griselda. You got
Nah,
Busta
facts.
Rhymes. You got all
Facts.
the
No,
legends.
they well
You
respected.
got Noriega. You got Fat Joe was on Westside Gun on the 7th
No,
edition.
well respected.
Yeah,
Facts.
like so you got name brand staples of hip hop legacy. Raekwon. When Raekwon, Prodigy, rest in peace, he
Facts.
stamped them. Like you got real legendary moments, legendary hip hop figures that have stamped, got on music. Method
That's a
Man was
fact.
just I think on Conway last album, his last project. So it's like you have real solidified legends that we grew up listening to.
Facts.
We was fan of y'all.
Facts.
Like, how is Wu-Tang doing music with Griselda?
Nah, that's
Right, now
wild.
the tables turn.
Table has to have turned, but everything has shifted too. But it's like the seat at the table, really, that you have like now, because it's like okay, we have given voice to a city that didn't really have a voice. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole power of it. It's like you give a city like if you know you have an advantage of being from one of the most legendary boroughs. You got everybody from Brooklyn.
Facts.
Big Daddy Kane, you know what I'm
Jay,
saying?
facts,
Jay,
big,
big,
facts.
right? So when you got that type of advantage, and it's like it goes from city to city to city, because you got hip hop like architects in every city, like the Houston, Miami. Look what Luke was doing in Miami. And people can give him his credit or not, but Luke, he created such a wave. I mean, he's the reason why you have the
parental advisory.
Yeah, advisory
Facts.
on this
Nigga.
stuff.
You knew that?
No, I
You
didn't
know
know.
that?
I just knew that was a freak ass.
Nah, they was wild. Like, nah.
Pop that pussy.
Them niggas needed a Rico. Like, them niggas needed a Rico.
Oh shit.
Definitely had baby oil. I promise
Oh
you.
shit.
And shout out to Luke. It's no
Right.
disrespect,
Nah, shout
but
out Uncle Luke. Nah, no disrespect. But
Luke definitely
listen,
had
they
the
even
hoes.
there say it though. They know
Okay,
they was
okay,
wild.
so you know, I
Yeah.
like this interview because it's like,
Yeah.
okay, so do
Yeah.
you think that all the shit that this new generation is doing, as far as whatever the case may be, like they say like ain't nothing new under the sun.
It's not.
So have you ever seen like I guess our generation do something that was worse than what they was doing back then? I don't know. Like
I don't think so.
I automatically give one.
bro,
One.
like no,
I'ma just
freak
make it
me,
easy.
bro, freak me,
Okay,
bro.
So it's a guest here, real
I
quick.
bet. So hold on, we're gonna take
Okay.
a pause then.
Yeah.
Hi guys. Yes.
What y'all here talking about?
Just all things Buffalo and all things Buffalo. All things hip hop and every little thing.
generation.
How Buffalo brought hip hop back.
Nah, facts. Talking about how they don't respect Buffalo as a part of New York, but they give y'all the respect of bringing hip hop back. It's crazy.
Right, yeah.
Nah, that's wild.
It's
Listen. That's what we need to do. Nah, that's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, we was definitely touching on that.
Listen,
Yeah.
but once she said it, I'm like, nah, you busted my thigh, because that's fucked up.
And it opened up a lane. I'm not gonna lie. It opened up a lane. Where niggas was saying basically.
Assed out. Yeah, assed out.
Trucks, when we started driving trucks, now these niggas probably on tour with
Look, y'all talk about this every day. Yeah, this is a daily conversation.
They opened up a crazy lane for niggas, and now, it kind of feel like, to me, it kind of feel like niggas is like, act like we ain't exist.
No,
Like
facts.
we wasn't the one.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's what Special just said.
It might seem like yesterday, but you gotta think, y'all was doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like before I came around 2017.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's been 10
I ain't gonna lie, they
2016.
I ain't gonna lie, they can't really hear you though because of the mic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you talking that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Pull up the seat.
Wait on that though. I did, before we got too sidetracked, I did want to talk about that cover.
Okay.
That's a nice cover.
Okay, thank you.
What made you choose that?
Cause that's like my real story. That's my prom picture. From my prom, the night of my prom. And so, you know how you have a memory of something through the picture, but pictures back then really meant something, because now you got a phone, you can take a picture, but we had to wait for that picture to get developed. I forgot I even took the picture. Cause back then the prom, you get the pictures like I think maybe a week later or something like that, maybe, but everybody jumped in my picture. That was supposed to be a sit down picture of me on my prom night. You had the picture where you standing up with your date.
Yeah. Nah, your shit was thugged out. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, who's all them niggas? Who all them niggas in the
gangland photo?
That shit look hard.
I used to be, most of them is my people's from step team. Like, in high school, I was doing all types of things. You know what I'm saying? Just to stay busy. But I was on the step team. Like, that used to be my shit. Like, so the majority of them is in my step team, and then they throwing up the little sign because they was baby kappas. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like, oh, what's these signs they throwing up? I'm like, they was baby kappas.
Oh, you know what? That's right. Yeah.
So that was the thing in Buffalo. We had the baby kappas. We had the baby, what was it? It was another one. It was baby kappas, and it was another fraternity. But it was just something that the high school niggas was doing or whatever, basically. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know we repositioned. Sorry. Okay. But yeah, so that picture was just like, it was just a fly picture. Like all the popular little whatever's was in my picture. None of them was my prom date, but they was all in my picture, and like a few of them is like actually my people's to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, but I blurred their eyes out just because I just thought it was some gangster shit to do, and I'm
that shit look hard.
I don't need to know who these niggas.
Right.
But and then I was in all white. A few of them had one had his white shirt, the other one had a white tux. So I was like, the white, you know what I'm saying, would look kind of raw with it, you know what I'm saying? But that picture literally was just my prom night, and I'm just staring up like the goddess that I am.
Right, yeah, looking well protected.
Yeah, but it was just some real shit. So it's like, it's layers to that, because people was hitting me up after I posted like, yo, that's such and such, that's such and such. Like they knew who it was still, even with the eyes blurred out. I'm like, yeah. So it was dope. But yeah, I just was like feeling it. And I feel like at that point in my life, like I was telling you about the dude that I'm talking about on the tape, my ex, I met him when I was 17. That was the day before my prom. I met him the day before my senior prom. So it's like, and I'm speaking on certain things at this point in my life where it was like, I wanted to make sure that like I was bringing it all together in a way. So it's like, I'm not bullshitting. Like, this is just the story of what was happening. And that just, again, was just a fly-ass pic that I done looked at a million times over the years.
Right, yeah.
And my brother had to remind me of that picture, like, yo, you got one of the flyest prom pics ever. I'm like, that's true.
No, it is nice.
Like, I still got the picture with my date from that night, but it's nowhere near as
It's not hitting on that one. I don't even got to see it. It's not hitting on that one.
It's not aesthetically pleasing like that
They
one.
jumped in my picture. This was my picture. I did not ask none of them to get in my picture. Let's be clear. That was my picture. They just all one by one jumped in, and it just turned into like one of those moments in time. So So, yeah, and I just was like, I want that just to be the, the EP is called Trouble, and
that shit
I
look
was
like
getting-
trouble.
I was-
Yeah, that shit
I
look
was
like
getting
trouble.
a little
Facts.
trouble. It looked
Yeah.
like trouble. I was still like, because everybody always, that's one thing, like they look at me and they don't know the amount of trouble that I actually was up to and getting into. I just have to remind my daughter of that, just in her phase of life, like, yo, at your age, shit. I was living a different life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is just, I wasn't doing nothing so crazy, but like, you didn't realize how young and wild and reckless you really could have, like, was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yeah. So I was causing trouble. I was in trouble. And then it's just like the feel of it. And then, of course, that last track, Trouble, just kind of brings it all together. It just was like, this is the artwork. This is it. So I did it myself one day. I just was playing with it and just came up with it. I'm like, all right, this is it. Boom, done, finito. So, yeah.
Wow, and that picture almost like the calm before the storm, like.
I think so, yeah.
That's a good way. I ain't even thinking about that.
Cause
That's a good way to look at
like
it.
the day. It was like you met him the next day, and then.
I met him the day before.
All right, yeah.
But things start off real.
Oh yeah, everything peaches and
sweet
cream.
and,
Yeah.
I met him right on. Shout out to my best friend that was with me. We just finished getting our nails done. You on the block. I think I was on Bailey at that time, walking with my friend, and just stopped me. And you like, see, like I was saying, like the girls, we always wanted the dudes that was selling. We wanted them doughboys. We wanted the flashy. We wanted all of that. It was like an attraction to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, of course, if the nigga that got the brand new whip, you on the block, they looking like this, they talking like this, and you're at a very interesting point in your life. So yeah. But did I know that this was going to happen, all these years later now? Mm-hmm. You just think of different things within your destiny and where you're supposed to be at in life. So, yeah. But even back then, like I said, you feel something about yourself and your life. Like, I always wanted to be in shit. I would say, quote unquote, popular without trying to be popular. Like, I was anti in a lot of ways. I had a very different type of upbringing and shit. So it's like, I was thrown into the things, but I was still living in Buffalo. I was still in poverty. I was still in, the thick of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, my mother was working 3 jobs at that point in time. But you take it back when my mom was on welfare, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's different aspects of your life that you know what I'm saying, keep going back through and understanding, because it's like, yeah, you grew up in the muck of the mire. So it's like that all forges different ways of how you tell your story. So like, this is how I have to tell my story, basically. So.
Right. And you had, earlier you mentioned you did like your art. When you were selling your art, how did you do it? Did you write poetry on portraits or like what type?
On canvas. It was just a thing that I started doing. I did it back in like 2021, I think, was the first time I did it. But I just wanted to I used to let her draw. And my mom, she actually is an artist. Anybody that's actually been in my crib, they probably seen some of my mom's artwork, like her actual paintings, like hanging up in the crib. Like my mom used to actually paint. So like that art part of it, and then like I wanted to just put the writing on canvas, like something that you could hang up in the crib, at the art gallery, in the office, wherever, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just had that idea that that's what I wanted to do. And it's just another way to express the writing. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm from that era where we got the CD packets and you look at the lyrics. Sometimes they put the lyrics in the CD packets and sometimes they didn't, but a lot of times you was looking for those lyrics in the CD packets because that's how you was, connecting with it. That's probably well before. Mm-hmm. I'm not an ageist or nothing, but you know how you know if you was
definitely
talking about the CDs we used to have.
Definitely.
They had a thank yous in there. They had a shout out in there.
They remember that. You remember like opening the CD, getting the CD, looking through the cover.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm on
He on the tail end, but he remember. He remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
like
like a collective.
That's when the CD,
Most
yeah.
people-
mid early 2000s,
I'm on the
like
era-
2007,
I'm on the era
8,
when
that's
they-
when it started to phase out.
Around like 12.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Nah, cause my mother was still buying me CDs when I was in like high school.
I still was getting
So
CDs.
I was still- no,
and,
facts.
And now it's like you get them for the novelty of it. Most people don't play
No,
them.
yeah,
Yeah,
facts.
the
It's more
nostalgia.
collector's item now, yeah.
It's
Get
like,
the- get
oh,
the
it's like,
vinyl,
oh, that's
facts.
hard. You got to see it. Yeah,
Yeah. So I've always loved writing the poetry out. That's how it started. I didn't start off. Now everything is in your phone and your iPhone, but I started off pen to paper. You know what I'm saying? Pencil to paper, whatever I had. Like, I would just write. I've found little scraps and notebooks and I would write on everything. It didn't matter. I was writing. So, yeah. And I just wanted to take that into another level, make some art pieces out of it, just get creative with it. So that's what I did. And, I sold some, I'm proud of that. Facts, that's like nothing easy
That's
to do to
major.
get somebody to
Yeah,
buy into
no,
your
facts.
Yeah,
artwork,
that's-
you know what I'm saying? Especially when it's something you're creating and you're doing it on canvas or whatever.
For somebody to connect with it, facts, and to connect with it and want to purchase
Yeah.
it, facts. That's major.
And
All right, I got a question.
I see if she wanted. Oh, she might not.
I got a question. So, when we get people up here that do music, every podcast they ask you your top 5 favorite rappers. I don't like to go there. We ain't even gotta worry about that. I feel like that's washed up.
Right.
So I like to go. Just name a couple rappers that you think need more shine, and I'm gonna go first, just to give you some time. Shay New York, I like her. She fire. She just dropped a project. Flames Malik. We was talking about him earlier. I mess with bro. He hard. And somebody named GM Diesel.
Okay.
And I think they 3 up and coming rappers that's definitely doing their thing. So you give me 3 of yours or a couple of yours.
Look, 3 of mine up and coming that need more shine, huh? Or not need more shine because
But they
okay, you
putting
said
they putting in the work and you think they need more recognition.
She from Buffalo, you know what I'm saying?
All
And
right.
then you want
You got some of this over here too.
I'm sorry. I thought everything was over there. I feel like I'm rude now.
Yeah, we had extra special guests in the building. We ain't gonna say who, but they here.
Buffalo's finest.
Nah, facts, man.
Buffalo's finest.
Just know if you know what date this being taped, he got tape coming out tonight, and that's all you need to know. Facts. Check that out. Huh? We live on Twitch. We live on Twitch, but we recording for YouTube.
Yeah, we recording for YouTube. Yeah.
Oh
Okay,
shit!
yeah.
Oh shit! I gotta go live on the gram. Hold on. Nah, I gotta pull the gram back up. Hold on.
Let me take your seat for a second.
Hold on.
Welcome in. Yeah.
Nah,
You
it's
feel what I'm
lit.
saying?
It's legendary.
Nah.
You know what I mean? I pop in and be the co-host. So I got a question for Keisha Plum.
Oh wow! Now we got a special co-host.
Yeah.
I gotta get my drink
This
first.
is crazy.
I was
Trying to get me in mode for real. You know what I'm saying?
That's enough. That's more than enough.
Yeah, hopefully this get me my
That's
hopefully
a
this
lot.
get my 300 followers that I need because they about to change the rules
Nah,
on
come
Instagram.
on.
You heard about that?
No, what
They
happened?
about to change the rules on Instagram. So if you don't have 1,000 followers, you won't be able to go live.
Oh, that's crazy.
Swear to God.
But you know what though?
Nah, that's crazy.
But you know
you
what,
say you
though?
sick of people going live?
This is me right here. You know what though?
Right.
It may be some validity to that.
Nah, you say niggas need to stop going live.
Right.
Niggas don't be talking about nothing.
Or maybe you should maybe gather round a few people up before we want to hear
Yeah.
you go live. You should, you know what I'm saying?
You really got to introduce it now. I'm learning that about the whole algorithm now. You got to actually, the way they got it set up, you got to introduce, you got to schedule, you got to make sure people's on point. But
And it's like, it's the shit that they do on TikTok too. I've been trying to get it on that. You know what I'm saying? The shit that they do on TikTok.
TikTok wave.
TikTok, they want you on TikTok. Crazy.
It's like you can't do this, you can't do that.
Oh, yeah, TikTok is
There's just so
going
much
straight
shit going on.
Nah, yeah, the
man.
guidelines. But it's like, but that's crazy because you think like America, we got freedom of speech, but you can't. Not on their platforms, we don't got freedom of speech. That's the crazy part.
It depend on who's the speech against.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? That's what
yeah,
that's what they
facts.
mean. You got
Facts.
freedom of speech long as you ain't talking about a certain group of
yeah.
people. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a fact.
Yeah.
All right, no, we're not gonna get too political. We don't want. No, we don't.
Look,
Because listen,
Nah,
you
for
can't
they
even do
they
that.
hate that.
Listen, yeah,
they
you
hate
can't
that.
do that. You can't even get political.
You right,
on
can't
them.
even you can't even answer the questions that you can't even have the conversations that need to be had.
No, yeah.
So
that you want to have, that could be had. But of course, you know, people want to hear about. They want to hear about it, but then it's like if you're not saying what they want to say in the political world,
yeah. And that's what, you know, when people watch this and be like, damn, why can't? Yes, you can. You can say it. It's like if you say it, you know what I'm saying? Fuck how people feel. It's just about it might affect the way you feed your family. You know what I'm saying? Nobody got time for that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck people feelings, but when it intertwines with the paper, then fuck it.
Yeah, they on some cancel.
Facts.
Fuck me personally, but I do understand where it comes from because that's what they was doing to the black artists back in the day when they spoke out about anything. That's what happened to Nina Simone. Like she had to get all of her work overseas. Like, when she started, like they loved Nina Simone. But when she started speaking up about things that was happening in America, because she had got to such a level, they blacklisted her. Same thing with Josephine Baker. Same thing with Eartha Kitt. Like there's a lot of people that they blacklisted and they had to go get all their work. They had to go make their
outside of Shakur.
Outside the country. Yeah, outside of Shakur.
Facts.
Like, they had to start making their money outside the country. That's why they so known in France and UK and all of that stuff because those people over there always loved them. Like here in America, the black artists, like back then, you said some shit. Now you got some freedom with it, but back then, oh yeah, you wasn't getting no work in America no more.
Right, motherfuckers was already on them chitlin circuits to begin with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but when your name got so big too, yeah, like.
But I watched the Josephine Baker movie when I was a kid.
Crazy.
You seen that movie?
Seen that because I think Lynn Whitfield was in it.
You know what? I can't even remember it, but I just remember watching my grandfather watching. I was so young. Right. I know you never seen it.
She was in it. I think Lynn Whitfield played because you know Lynn Whitfield. She's in a thin line between love and hate. That's Brandy.
Oh, that was who Josephine Baker was.
Yeah, I think that's who played Josephine Baker. Josephine Baker story. I love.
She was like popular in France. I watched it a few times. You know what I'm saying? But I really can't remember. We gotta go back and watch that.
The international love always been there for black artists though. They love us everywhere.
So what out of all the famous female poets, which one would you feel like you resonate most with?
I mean, it's really two. It's Nikki Giovanni and Maya Angelou because Nikki Giovanni, she was a different voice. You know what I'm saying? Maya, she was a writer. She was an author. She was writing stories like I Know by the Caged Bird Sing. It's really a book of poetry, but it's also telling her autobiography at that time. She's telling this story, and that's why, like, even on the song. You're trying to cage me in, but I had to be free. That's kind of like an ode to Maya Angelou in a way because, you know, like she was literally speaking on herself. Like, I'm caged in this world and I really want to be free. So I'm writing that. I'm gaining my freedom through my writing, through my expression, through my poetry. So, but Nikki Giovanni, she was just a beast. Nikki Giovanni, she was different. Like she was on a different level of writing and the way she expressed herself and like her stories that she would tell, like these little stories, these micro stories that were poems. And then she was like really talking shit, like a lot too, in her poetry. So I kind of found that interesting because that was like the first time I saw that, like a writer, like a poet, like really talking shit through their writing. So it was interesting. Besides, you might read it in a book or something, but seeing the actual prose like that, it was very interesting.
Now, is it like beef in the poetry world with the poets? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I can't say. I think it's elitism in poetry because I feel like, you know, some poets may look down on you if you don't perform poetry in a certain way. Like
because you said some don't even perform like at all.
Some don't perform poetry at all. Like the spoken word is really our craft. Like it's a culture. It's like our thing. So like. Most poets, like most poetry was written. Like I looked at the list of the greatest poets, it wasn't a black person on there. Mostly white women,
How in the world?
How in the world? But
like how?
If you Google that, like the world's best poets or the most renowned poets is you may see Maya Angelou on a few lists, but most of them are.
Because you know they always try to give us one.
Yeah, they have William Shakespeare.
gotta get the niggas one, man.
But Edgar Allan Poe, they have all these old white men that, yes, their art form of poetry was, it was valid, right?
Shakespeare,
And shout out to
shit
the old
like
white
that.
men. Yeah.
No, so watch this though. Watch
Yeah.
this though, because this is what I've been having a conversation with my rap friends lately, right?
Yeah.
I was kicking it with Wiz Khalifa about it, kicking it with me and OT the Real was just talking about it.
Okay.
Do you feel like as an artist, as a rapper, I feel like the game has assigned seats. You feel what I'm saying? If you ask people, especially people from our era, you know what I'm saying? If you ask people their top 10 artists, or if you ask people their top 5 albums, they're going to name something, let's say from 20 years ago or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or a while ago. We really
You
haven't
don't
heard.
think they're gonna give you nothing recent?
Right. Some will though.
They might.
Some will though.
Might grow a little
But the
way.
majority, I'm willing to bet that the majority give you something old school. Even me. You know what I'm saying? Because I even put myself in this.
Yeah.
We really haven't heard no better albums in 20, 15 years. Or we just used to saying the names that are up there.
We have. We
Nah.
definitely have.
I think those albums age so well that it's hard to even compare them to something now because we don't know what now is going to age like in 10 years. We don't know how it's going to sound.
I think it's the connection. I think it's the connection to the music.
Like authentic, like
Right.
Yeah.
different time.
The connection to the music.
Still lasting
Yeah.
this time. Like it had to be a great time.
The music now, it go by so fast. It don't stick.
It don't sit with you.
Music don't
It don't
stick.
sit with you
Yeah.
because back then, yes, the way like we were just talking about the albums, the way the albums came out, you really had to read about it in the source first. you had to, you had to,
You had to get the
see
5
stuff on
mics, yeah,
Rhapsody.
facts.
Yeah, you had to like actually get all of this stuff that led up to the album dropping.
Listen to it in your home over and over again.
And yeah, you had that CD, that was it. And then the radio might play those 1 or 2 singles that came with it. But the CD, yeah, or the cassette, you had to switch it from A to B. Like those things, like that's real valid in your DNA. So now they're pressing play on streaming. And so even though shit, we got some crazy, because you know, I'm biased to Griselda, of course. But I'm also, I love a lot of my artists that I love from back in the day that have released stuff as well. But you do have those classics that sit with you, and like you said, it's because you had to press play on them 100,000 times in a row, and you absorbed this in your DNA at that point. Right?
No, facts, yeah, facts.
The connection with the music. Whatever you was going through during those times.
Yeah.
That's why you're gonna love the music. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's like
No,
as
that's
an
a fact.
artist, I
that's a fact.
love being a soundtrack to people's life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's gonna have them hold you up here. Especially you don't let somebody have a baby.
Right.
Why, you know what I'm saying? During your era, you dropped the album that year.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Don't let nobody be getting no money or met a girl they like.
Or going through a breakup. No.
100%. You feel what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's like
Yeah.
outside of the connection with the music, I feel like the game be having assigned seats.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Because I looked at the top 100 New York artists. You know, we Buffalo, so I'm gonna say we're in New York, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. Not to have like, you know what I mean, Conway or West. I don't even gotta say me. You know what I'm saying? Not to have Conway or West. Like, you mean to tell me it's 100 rappers from New York better than Conway? Fuck no. It's just assigned seats, people we can't leave out. You know what I'm saying? But with that bullshit, y'all be sacrificing a good niggas' names.
No, it definitely.
I'm saying y'all gotta
is.
start telling the truth about this shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's a sign season.
But love, I ain't gonna take her to an interview though.
Nah, we appreciate it, bro.
it's
Nah,
cool,
we
right?
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Facts.
That was a good question
Love,
as
bro.
far as the assigned seats, because I do feel like it's assigned seats in it because, you know, you go through these different eras. Like you even mentioned the Wiz Khalifa. Like Wiz Khalifa had shit on crazy lock at one
Nah,
point. Like
smash.
I mean, Black and
He
Yellow
had
came out.
niggas dying their head blowing right here.
No, you had
Nah, for
Wiz
real.
Khalifa created a whole wave.
For
You
sure.
had niggas getting the blonde patch at the top of their head.
He brought camo back.
He was
The Chucks.
Chucks.
he had Chucks. He was doing,
Chucks national though.
No, yeah.
Like
facts,
Chucks was really that
The
was
Chuck
like
Taylor
West
brand,
Coast,
that
yeah.
Taylor. Facts.
I always was a Chuck
Chucks.
Taylor girl, but
He had
yeah.
me smoking for the first time. no, for real. Wayne and Wiz made me want to get my first tattoos. Like I remember being in school.
Nah,
Like
he definitely had
they
niggas getting tatted for
they
sure.
made me want to get tatted up.
Nah, he
the
definitely had niggas
influence.
Lil
getting tatted
Wayne and
for
Wiz
sure.
Khalifa made me get my tattoos.
Yeah, and that's the influence. Yeah, and you think about that influence and what that has and how it resonates over the years, and now it's like now you probably still a fan of them. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody influenced you to get tattoos and dye your hair. You know what I'm saying? But even I always take it back because when the fros was a movement, when our, parents
in the
and their
70s,
parents,
in the 70s.
they, that came out of a movement. You talk about Nikki
Sure.
Giovanni, she had a fro back then. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Like she was in that era of the fros. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like she was talking crazy shit. So it's like you get that energy, like ego tripping. It gave me a little bit of a chip on my shoulder when she's talking about all the things that, like, she is. You know what I'm saying? Like she's speaking on, like her ego was through the roof in the shit that she was saying, but you get this sense of like, I want to be just mentioned in there.
In that same breath. Yeah, facts.
Yeah. And I feel like I've accomplished that because speaking of Westside Gunn, and because he said 2017, but it's really 2016 because Benny was on the Fly Guy album. That was 2016 when that came out. So
Oh shit.
yeah, like, and speaking on that song Gustavo, everybody love that, and I say if Rakim and Nikki Giovanni did the nasty, they would have had me.
Ooh,
like
that's a bar.
that was definitely a bar.
Right.
But that was my energy as far as like, and that's when I said 716 in my DNA. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what I was feeling. You know what I'm saying? We know Rakim is the guy MC. We know what that cloth is. Most people, if you living under a rock, you have heard of Nikki Giovanni. Like, I don't care who you read.
facts.
So Nikki Giovanni went on to become a professor, you know what I'm saying, at Virginia Tech. So, like, she was versed, well educated. She was just super polished. So, like, he was talking about the beef amongst poets, but it's like, what do you want your accolades to be in poetry? Like, I still have a book that I gotta write. You know what I'm saying? Well, I've written a book. I still got another book I want to write, but I want to write an actual book, like an author. Like, I want to be authored like Maya Angelou. So those are like the levels that you take with your poetry or with your writing. So it takes it up a notch some. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion.
Different type of bragging, right?
It's different type of bragging rights within the poetry world. Yeah. So I could just say I'm a poet. I mean, and to be quite honest, I am a poet.
Elegant beef.
It's elegant, right?
On some shit.
Oh, you don't have
Real
a book
classy.
out.
All right.
You haven't
Real
been
demure.
published.
All right.
You have no Pulitzer.
You don't have a
It's
you don't have a
like-
wine
Yeah,
brand?
you have no, because Toni Morrison. Toni Morrison, she didn't write her first book till like in her late 30s, but within her own right, she's a poet. Song of Solomon was one of the like most poetic books ever written, and she won a Pulitzer for her writing. That's a high accomplishment as an author. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? So it's only awarded to every so many people. Like you really got to be writing some raw shit. So there are different levels within the poetry, the writing, and that's why there's a lot of people that could rap, but that don't mean that they really rappers. That don't mean that they really, you know what I'm saying, of a certain cloth. Like, you get into the cloth that I'm from and that I'm cut and built around. Like I said, I done been in the studio with, certain people making music. We talk about Westside Gunn making music, even Benny as well. But Westside, I done seen him make the whole album. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done seen him curate. So it's like, that sits in me. I listen to Wu-Tang. I listen to Nas. I study Biggie. Ready to Die, I had Ready to Die on repeat. Like, Ready to Die on repeat for me was like
I was going.
My
Ready
Bible.
To Die. Ready to Die came out in '93, right?
Ready to Die came out in 94.
'94, right? I was born in
Yeah.
'93. I know Ready to Die like the back of my hand.
All right, bet.
So that's a testament to it.
Now y'all good. Y'all remember B1?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay, babe.
It's time for the session out.
Okay, yeah, I know. All right, congrats, Benny, on.
Go live on YouTube and play out.
Nah,
Okay,
facts. No more. We
I
definitely
know.
want to tap in. Facts, bro.
Okay, you going to this way? Okay. All right, y'all. Well, that was a nice surprise.
Nah, it definitely
That's the type
was.
of friends I have.
Nah,
that's
nah,
good.
hold
That was a
on,
good
nah, hold on.
That was a good alley-oop.
Nah, you know what? She gonna say some. Oh, we got some special guests. I go down there, see an Escalade. Okay, I see her friend.
Yeah.
It's dark. I look and I'm like, damn, that look like Benny the Butcher. But I'm like, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping.
Right. I had a feeling that he was gonna be with her, but I didn't know for certain because we was talking about her pulling up on my interview. I only told her today because we was just on FaceTime each other yesterday. Like India, she's dope as hell. Like she from Buffalo, born and raised. She from Langfield. But you know, shout out Langfield. But you know, she like is a different cloth. Like me and her, like we met each other early. Like when Benny, because I really didn't know Benny in Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew Benny once I got introduced to him down here in Atlanta through West, because they're real life blood cousins.
Yeah.
Their mothers are blood cousins, first cousins.
Oh wow.
So shout out to OG Connie, shout out to Babs, and I'm on Babs. You know, on his 10 and Talk 3, the intro song is called Babs. So like, yeah, but yeah, I figured Benny was gonna be with her because Benny good for that. Like I know one thing, he showed mad love. I done had shows. I done had merch drop. I done did my rappers card events. Like Benny and India, they pull up on me. Like
that's hard. That's love
so
for real.
I appreciate that.
Those are the type of friends. That's the type of friends you need, man.
Yeah, that's family. It's more like family because like that's real like family. Like so, yeah. She was like Benny with me. I'm like I figured that because he got to go do the press for the 716 album.
His new shit.
Summertime Butch 2. So I got to make sure.
Yeah, make sure y'all go copy that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, get that tonight.
We about to be streaming that right after this. So
For sure.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like those are the connections that are just authentic. Me and India, we just grew a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Over the years. When I met her, she was still living in Buffalo. They were just coming back and forth to Atlanta. And then by I think 2019, they moved out here. So they've been out here about 6 years now. You know, but like me and her just like on some natural, you just forge a relationship with somebody. But it don't always happen that way. That's the thing about it. Like you really have to like let the seeds be planted and let it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? And let these natural occurrences happen because that's basically what that's literally what just happened. Like yeah. And it's dope because you know that's a blessing just that we sitting down, they popping. You know what I'm saying? Benny comfortable as hell. Like he gonna grab the mic, he gonna want to ask questions, he wanna engage in the conversation.
Bruh.
He real like that though. You know
but it was kind of crazy how natural it was. It's like, okay, obviously he done did this plenty of times before.
Yeah.
Like he ain't even. I don't know how many episodes we done shot. I still be stuttering and shit. It's like, damn, bro, media trained. Like, it just shows the experience. Like,
I love it. But yeah, no, he's definitely media trained. You know, I'm trying to get there.
You did.
Soon come. No,
you about to put me out of business. I'm barely gonna have to edit. Like for real.
Yeah, but you know, it's one of those things where it's like I think the last interview I did last year when we was on tour, and it was cool interview. We got a chance to talk for a good minute, but. You know, when Cody had, showed me this, I'm like, yeah, let's make it happen.
Shout out,
You know what I'm saying? Let's make it happen. Like, that's your people's. And then, of course, I'm like, yeah, I know. And, like, okay, duh. Like, I know
facts.
him. Like, what am I talking about? And then, like, it's just like, all right, I peeped your page. I'm like, all right, I see that consistent. And then, I'm looking and seeing what y'all's talking about. And then I'm just peeping what y'all saying and everything like that. And, yeah, like, so... You have to want somebody to want to sit down with you. You gotta want somebody to buy your poetry, your art, your rap. You know what I'm saying? You gotta want somebody to. You do lashes. My daughter, she do lashes. Shout out my daughter, she do lashes, y'all. So if you
big
got
shout
lashes
out. What's the name of the business?
Come on. Nah, come on.
You don't have to be on the camera.
Free promo. You gotta come up here and promo.
She don't gotta be on the camera. They can just hear your voice.
Gotta come up, but
I'm
just saying.
But just chime in though. Tell them what the name is. They're not gonna see you. They just gonna hear your voice. If you cool with that.
I do lashes, and it's called Bonita One Stop Shop.
Bonita One Stop Shop on Instagram, all that.
Eyebrows, and we do hair sometimes too.
That's what's up. So, but I love that though. So,
listen.
Hold on.
Let me get the one.
So you was born in 2000 something, right? You was born in
2007.
Oh, 07. All right. So it's like that generation right there. They're like the super hustlers.
Yeah.
Like damn near every girl I know who's a part, like in that age group, lash tech, nail tech.
Facts. Facts.
Like full-time entrepreneur though, not like and it's so crazy because it's not even the transition is it's not like working a job then building your business and you doing both. It's like full
And in it.
knee deep entrepreneur. And I just feel like the older, like as far as the older generations, it was like I feel like it wasn't as normal. It wasn't as second nature. Like it would literally parents, grandparents, great grandparents get a good job. You work that till you done. You get you a pension. That's it.
It's the hustler mentality.
Yeah.
But it hasn't changed. It's gone from generation to generation because it was a lot of us that was hustling, you know what I'm saying? And I just want her to hit the ground moving. That's I'm like, yeah. So it's like whatever you got that you need somebody to buy into or tap into, you know, it's like I tell her like, yeah, you got a natural talent with a lot of different things. Like, you know, so you have to explore those talents and you can still explore school. You can still explore a regular, 9 to 5 if you want to. You can explore as much as you need to. You know what I'm saying? But in that conversation of getting people to tap into you and tap into your art and tap into your podcast and be your audience and be your supporters and your fans, that is not for the weak. That is not for the weak. You know what I'm saying? You really got to believe in yourself more than anything else. You got to believe in your gifts more than anybody else. You got to have such a relationship with God that nothing else really matters. You know what I'm saying? You got to build yourself up like tough, like thick skin. Still be a good person on the inside of it all, but you got to have a tough skin to navigate and move and really be vulnerable to show people your art, to say, we doing a podcast. Oh, yeah, starting a podcast. There's a million people with podcasts. Okay, so fucking what? We start too.
Stupid. We're going to be a million and one.
Right.
Like, yeah, because people will try to talk you out of your blessings. They try to talk you out of, like, the things that you want to do. Okay, it's not what you want to do. This is what I want to do, though. All right? You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you think I should do this, but I'm doing this. Okay? And my mind might change or it may not, because if the shit is raw enough and I feel like I'm giving it my all, then it's going to be my all. And that's kind of where I had to come to grips with writing and the poetry, because I'm like, I've been featured on 50 plus songs.
Wow.
Facts.
Yeah, 50
Facts.
plus songs.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Talk
tried
about
to
it.
listen to every one of them, but I kept falling asleep.
It ran out of
But
time.
nah, because it's so
Yeah.
soup, like, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like,
And most of them is with Westside Gunn, you know what I'm saying? But I've worked with a lot of dope people. I work with Chase Fetty.
Shout out Chase, facts.
Talk about an artist that need more
No,
shine.
Sean,
Chase
facts,
Fetty is
Chase, facts.
crazy. Me, him, and
I like his flow.
Love
His
the
flow-
Genius. We did a song. We released a song like 3 years ago on his album. It's called New Mexico. That shit raw, but the whole album is crazy. I think it's Blender Talk too, if I'm not mistaken. But shout out Chase Fetty. He definitely deserved more shine.
Facts.
You know
He
what
got
I'm
a
saying?
smooth, he got a real smooth, laid back, like pimp
And
type
I know
flow.
that,
Like,
life, it could take you in many different directions. But I think anybody that want to shine deserve to shine. You know what I'm saying? You gotta want to shine though. You gotta want to walk in that light God has got in your face. You know what I'm saying? You wake up every day, that's a light. You know what I'm saying? So, but I was realizing like, okay, I've been featured on all these songs. I done did stuff with, again, Love the Genius, El Camino, Rick Hyde, Benny Conway, West, my brother S.K. Home. There's a few other artists out there that I've done stuff with. Who did I do something in that song I really, really love? I'm trying to remember.
because I was gonna ask you, what was one of your most like favorite or memorable features from one of the many features that you do have?
I mean, and of course, I will always be biased with this. It's gonna be between Westside Gunn. I got some favorites with him. My brother S.K. Home, like one of my favorites with him is Corner Store News. That's like a real personal dope joint that he and I have done. Westside Gunn, Vera Boys, RVD, Luncheon, Fly, Lusty, Party with Pop Smoke, and we said Big Dump Ballad.
That's one of my
The
favorites.
list really goes on. It's different things
Look,
that.
she's so humble. Look how she's
I know.
naming these major credits. Just,
Yeah.
oh, nothing. So and so. Like what? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Nah, El Camino, Rick Hyde, Conway.
Hey.
Nah, you got some major
Pop
heavy
Smoke,
hitters up there.
what?
Nah, fact.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's like just, not for nothing. I don't just volunteer to say, "Oh, can I get on your album?" Like
Nah, they be reaching
they're
out.
asking me. You know what I'm saying? Every time it's like it's been a few different tracks Wes has played, and I'm like, "Oh, I want to get in that." He's like, "No, that's not for you.
Oh shit.
This is for you."
Oh, but that's good though. But that's
let me
the
take my picture. Let me curate. Let me do what I do. And he does that really well. But it be some songs like "Sensational Sherry." That's on the I think that's on the Fly God is an Awesome God. Yeah, Fly God is an Awesome God 1. And Sensational Sherry is on there. And I love that beat. The beat is insane. And Benny is featured on there, but like I still wanna be on that song today. Every time I hear it, like it's one of my favorites. But like yeah, like I said, like and then even that writing process, like I strengthened my writing process. Like it's only been 2 poems that Wes wanted me to write over in all these years, and I was on the Fly God album. I rewrote that poem. That wasn't the original poem for Gustavo, and then the What Was Shin Gun Do album, and so that was the album. Basically, that was the Griselda album under Shady Records. They got the Shady deal. They got the Shady deal with Eminem in 2016, and this was, now we're fast forward in 2019, they doing the What Was Shin Gun Do album. And we did the What Was Shin Gun Do tour in 2020 before the pandemic hit, thank God. But in 2019, this album comes out. Now, prior to that, I guess it might have been like the spring or summer, I forget, but Wes played me the beat, boom, da-da-da, Wes left. I was over at the 5, you know the 5, right? Over at the 5. And recording, boom, I give it, done. He like, Plum, okay, this is fire, but you gotta get grimier. He's like, Shin Gun was a grimy nigga. It's called What Was Shin Gun Do? So I need you to say that a few times in there too. Like that's one of the times where it's like, I'm like, all right, next day had to go right back. And rewrite the whole thing.
Had to go back
I
in.
had to get grimy on
Right.
it. Because it's Benny, Conway, West, and then me. I close out that song. So it's like they say the strongest be at the end.
Right. You had to talk.
listen,
For real. You had to talk that
pop your
shit. You had to talk that shit.
I think they wanted to make sure I got my shine at the end because I was talking crazy. I just went crazy and shit. Like, but I had no idea that the 3 of them was going to be on it. I knew Wes would be on it, but I had no idea that it was going to be the 4 of us on it. That's like the first time the 4 of us have done a song together. I hope we do another one, but May Store, that's actually Conway's block, like where they call it the May Store. He's from May Street, but that's his block. That's the May Street store basically right there, but they shortened it. And this is the album that has Claire on the front of it. You know? So, but yeah, shout out to Claire. Rest in peace, Claire. But it was a whole movement, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just having to write with that cloth of rappers and the excellence that they come with, and these niggas is not bullshit. And, it takes you to a different level in your writing and what you want to project and how you want to tell your story. And just, you have to be consistent with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be consistent with it. And you want to, get to the level where you can tell your story. More of your story, like what I'm doing with this, EP. Telling more of my story. I still like I reference Little Kim on here when I say I still gonna be, harsh grammar. Still some harsh grammar in there, but I just want to paint a more vivid picture of my life experiences, some things that I've gone through and things that I'm currently going through. So to wrap all that up. But.
Yeah, that's what's up. No, facts.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Definitely inspired.
Let's stay
You
inspired.
gonna write some poetry later?
Man, what? She got me. I don't know. I feel like I'm in love.
Which
Jones.
girl which girl you gonna write it to?
Come on, why? Come on, ain't lie. Why?
Don't send them all the same poem. That's what you do. You write one poem and you copy and paste it.
And just switch the name.
Okay. I
And
see.
then you see what they react.
show 'em how to be a player.
See how
Right,
they all
I was gonna
react.
say.
See how they all react. See, like, all right, she ain't on this type of time. She don't even know what the fuck this is. I'm gonna just start charging niggas to write poems on Valentine's Day. Fucking
Nah, that'd be hard. No,
Keisha
facts.
Plum.
Niggas a cop up. Facts.
Nah, but yeah, nah. I mean, I'm glad that we having this conversation because, like I said, I haven't done an interview in a while, but it's good to talk, to people that look like me and in this walk and in this hip hop. It's real hip hop.
No, facts.
Because it
No,
all
facts.
revolves around the music. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I mean, even
And
of
it's
course,
culture.
the rhythm and blues, all of that too. The soul. We, most of us had some form of gospel that we heard at some point in our lives. And all that gospel, mixed with the old jazz and the blues, like all of it it's all been telling a story. So, and we wasn't calling it hip hop, we was rapping. It was rapping. That's why I said it's like those who are rappers and those who just rapping. You know what I'm saying? So,
Speaking of poetry, like, do you have any like material, like real poetry that you want to share or anything like that? Not to like put you on the spot, but like anything. Cause I know
That's
poetry.
exactly, you put her on the spot though.
We can.
yeah.
But I feel like poetry is different. She could have like a small piece or something, or if not, it's okay.
I can think of something. I mean, I know I've been throwing a few lines of mine out there this evening.
I feel like it's different.
Yeah.
I feel like it's different than telling somebody to freestyle.
No,
I don't know why I feel like it's different.
Yeah,
But
yeah. And there, of course, see, when I perform as well, I have to memorize all of my poetry. You know what I'm saying? When I'm performing, like, I have to memorize that whole poem. And then oftentimes I'm doing the poem live over the production.
over the beat.
So I have like show tapes. So I'm doing the show tape. With the show tape, I'm live doing it. So it's something I have to get, that I have done before, like just to say, okay, what are we doing? Let's dim the lights, guys.
Right.
Let's get some incense burning this motherfucker.
Right.
And snap some fingers. But yeah, let me think of something.
I
Maybe we can come back
I don't
to
know.
it.
I think I just asked. I just feel like it's just in you, like just the way you talk. Like
Yeah.
just you gotta have certain terminologies and things that you done said. It was like, hold up, what she just say? Like,
Yeah.
Nah, that Rakim line, that was a bar.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on that Rakim line.
Okay, yeah, you gotta go
no,
listen to the Fly Guy
no
album.
pressure. I was just curious.
Oh no, I've heard that before. It's just
Okay,
no,
okay,
for sure.
okay.
No.
I just wanted to make sure.
No, for sure.
No, but I figured you have done a lot because
No.
I know we was talking on
Yeah,
it
with my
earlier.
facts and how I got introduced to it and all that. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure. I
yeah.
definitely been.
Yeah.
But it's like you say, it's such a deep dive into the catalog. It's a
Yeah.
lot. So like you say, it's
Yeah.
always something new to go listen to for sure.
No,
And then you drop so much. So
Now West dropped like
Nah,
a
he dropped
maniac,
like, nah.
West dropped at a phenomenal rate of speed, and it's just like that's what I was, preparing myself. Is like, all right, well, Plum, you dropping this tape, and you got to get ready to drop another one in August. You know what I'm saying? And maybe another little small compilation just to keep feet in the streets, because that's what I'm on. The type of time I'm on right now. Like I just gotta feed the streets, and I gotta like get people swelled up, get that in their ears. You know what I'm saying? Just a little taste, like here. And there's something else for you to listen to in between you listening to your Clips, and Benny's, and whoever else you fuck with, Wiz Khalifa's, and every other artist that you fuck with. Here's a dose of poetry too to balance it all out. You know what I'm
no
saying?
facts.
But it's still laced up in the production. And shout out to the other part of producers. So I was talking about the first part, Showtime. The second part is Knock, Mr. Knock. So shout out to Mr. Knock. He did the last
shout out.
3 songs on the EP. So, and I originally was gonna have those 3 songs just as the EP by themselves. And I just took a few steps back, and I wanted to like dive a little deeper and tell a bit more of the story. And then again, when I had listened back to the other guys' tracks, it just kind of just all came to me. So I was like, I want this to tell a different type of story. Like, but Mr. Knock, I feel like some of my more introspective writing came about with his production. The AK Spray, and then of course lead song Trouble, which I saved, for the end of
For
EP.
the last one, yeah.
Yeah. And I kept hearing that beat play over and over again. It just took me somewhere. So And it just made me think about, like, yeah, like, trouble don't last always. You know what I'm saying? At least that's what the old folks used to say. You know, because that's like something, you know, baby, trouble don't last always. You know, like you get that comfort out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because
No, definitely.
it's serious. Like, you know, just what you go through on a daily. Black men, black women, men, women, whomever. But with the color of skin that we carry, the torch that we carry, and the post-traumatic stress disorder, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you've dealt with somebody that's been a victim of, you know, homicide, when you deal with your parent dying from cancer, when you deal with, you know, maybe a relative overdosing, when you deal with different layers over the years, you know, and then you still got to be black. Then
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Then motherfucker
Just talking about
wanna
that.
clutch her purse tighter.
Nah, we
or
always
walk
on
across
defense.
the
Nah,
street,
we
or-
always on defense.
Yeah, or the cop looking at you crazy, or you know what I'm saying, like pulling
Shit
you over because
crazy.
what, driving while black. You know what I'm saying? Then it's that extra layer. So we gotta find these different elements that help soothe us and help take us there. And like you said, calm. You know what I'm saying? Because when you said it was calming to you, that's a good effect. Like, even though I have my moments of, like, you know, still giving my story, and like I said, talking a little grimy on there, and that's what I'm saying. But Little Kim is saying this in here, and talking about growth. Like, this is me showing a little bit more of my growth in terms of, yeah, I could talk the grimiest of the grimiest. Like, I could get gritty and raw and say shit, right? I really said some wild shit.
facts.
Like, it was the real shit. Like, I've said the wildest, craziest, most gangster, wicked shit. Like, because it's like, I'm not putting on. This is just like, you know, I've been around real ass motherfuckers. Like, my cloth is definitely thorough. Like, and people know, like, you know what I'm saying, who I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know who my family is, both literally, figuratively, like, streetwise, all of that. So, like, yeah. So, but with that, you gotta find the balance in it all. You know what I'm saying? And then give people that time to absorb what you really gotta say. I just feel like now is the perfect time. People could absorb it. They might have could not got with it a couple of years ago because I wasn't ready to give it. You see what I'm saying? So, like,
Right.
people been asking, oh my God. Now everybody's like, it's the album that she dropping the album, Like, the album is still coming. This ain't the album. This is
Just tell them relax. Tell them it's on the way though.
more taste.
Tell them it's on
But
the
I mean,
way.
if it feel like an album to you, it feel like an album to you, yeah. But the album is masterful. The album is so raw. So when that drop, I gotta come back.
No,
For sure. I like the duration that you choose. You chose because 21 minutes. That's we're in a very short form content day and age. Our attention span is getting shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
So when I tell you, Ant's like, bro, I sent you this project.
Yeah.
I sent you this project. I'm like,
No, I was on his.
I'm gonna get to it. He like, it's 20 minutes.
Yeah. Just
I
listen.
listened to it and I was like, oh shit! Like I'm turning wrenches. Like, hold on.
Like it's crazy because as soon as you get into it, it's like, oh shit! Like damn, ain't no. Nah, I need more. Like nah, where the rest?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
facts.
Yeah, no, and that's what's up though, and that was it. Like, it wasn't, again, I wasn't trying to necessarily time it for that, but I knew I just wanted to give a little offering. Like I said, like the beginning songs is like, you know, a minute and some change, you know, and I got Write Something is just an instrumental, and then you got Tupac and Janet Jackson at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? That scene is from Poetic Justice. Yeah. So, you know, that was one of my favorite movies, of course, because first of all, Janet Jackson. I mean, shout out to Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson is really one of my favorite artists. And, you know, people could say what they want about maybe the Jackson family and Michael Jackson, all this other stuff that people are trying to perpetuate out there. But, you know, Janet was raw. Janet was raw as fine as hell, raw as hell, like dancing her ass off. Like, all of these dancing chicks really gotta pay homage to her, even though she learned a lot of her dancing from Paula Abdul at that time. But like, Janet was the beast, you know what I'm saying? And like, even on the Rhythm Nation album, which was one of her biggest albums, there's a song on there called "The Knowledge." You know what I'm saying? She talking about the knowledge. But if you really listen, she really talking about the knowledge, like wisdom and understanding. This is Janet Jackson, but she had to put it in code. But if you understand the code, you know what she's talking about.
Facts.
Like this is Janet Jackson, one of her biggest albums all time, Rhythm Nation. She talking about knowledge, like you know what I'm saying. But so that's just like another little thing with her. But Janet just been one of my favorites. You know what I'm saying? She's super humble, just raw talent, crazy. And that scene with her and Tupac, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Tupac. Like, he was so gifted. I mean, Pac died at 24.
That's
25?
crazy.
25,
Anytime I
'cause Biggie was 24, I think. He was 25. Biggie was about to be 25. You think about all they accomplished in the years.
Anytime
facts.
I just look at that, I just be like, what
They
what am I doing with my time? Like, bro, ain't no time to waste.
Nah, Pocket did a lot by the time he was going. Juice above the rim.
Yeah, above the rim.
Poetic Justice. The
with
cop
Janet.
movie.
What was that cop movie?
I
fuck with it though. But
it was cool. I can't think of the name of it
Yeah, I
though.
know
But
which
not
one you're
fact.
talking
With the
about.
white fat dude.
Yeah.
But
That was like kind of closer to white. I think it was Joe Belushi.
yeah.
Somebody, one of them, but
What's the one with the
John
where he there was addicts. There were addicts.
What are you talking about?
Tupac,
was added?
the Tupac movie. They were heroin addicts. Him and the white man, Gridlock. No, not Gridlock.
And that when they was cops.
No, not that one. I know which one you're talking about. They did a movie. Hold on.
Okay, we gotta do fact checking.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Juice.
Juice.
Pac, but it was just like it was dope to see Pac in that light.
Yeah,
'Cause
Gridlock.
he was totally.
I don't think I ever seen that.
I like this movie. It was
Okay, I
three.
think that's what you're talking.
It was three of them living in an apartment together.
And that was before he passed away.
The white guy, Tupac, and it was a
never
girl.
seen that.
It was all They
gotta
was all
watch
living
that.
I think
together.
the movie came out after he passed away.
Yeah,
if I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
mistaken, yeah.
They was all living together. They were heroin addicts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was just me seeing him in that role. I was just like, damn, look how versatile he is.
Yeah, and considering that his mother was on drugs, you know what I'm saying, at one point. But, she was a Black Panther, you know what I'm saying?
Yep,
Like, his mother
had him
was a
in
Black
jail.
Panther, yeah. And then I'm speaking on that, well, at the end, I don't know, do y'all know who's speaking at the end of this tape? The two women? In trouble? Y'all remember the final conversation on there? Can we play it?
Yeah, let's do that because
Let's hear a little bit of the EP before we get out of here. Because what
let's do
time
that.
is it?
Oh, that's cool. It's 11:30. Nah, yeah, you
And
definitely
then
went over the
Vinny-
time.
yeah,
your
I was gonna
time limit
say
that you said.
you been here. It's a
Vinny,
2 hours.
we didn't start till about what?
It's kinda like
9-ish.
We had a
Yeah,
few
Nine.
pauses.
we did. Yeah,
We
yeah.
had a
We're
few
gonna edit that out.
pauses. Yeah, a big pause though.
Right, that was a major look. Having friends like that is major. And you said you want to play the last track. I got you right now.
Been cut it off.
Okay, yeah, we can play the last joint. That's cool.
This picture is so fire.
Put it on the mic. Yeah, that shit hard. If you don't have it framed, I want to blow that up for you.
So you can hear it at a good. Oh, okay, I forgot because I was looking at how to speak it.
You don't need it. That's gonna. Move the phone away a little bit.
It's gonna sound good through there. Okay.
They asked me if I'm doing okay.
Move the mic away a little bit.
My mother's health
All right.
is declining right in front of my face. I'm praying God restores her. Never imagined life would be this way. Had to get that pork and red meat off her plate. Now she's been pescatarian for 1 year straight. Got her liking jackfruit and lion's mane. My mother is a warrior. Her bloodline is powerful. The women who raised her, Granny and Big Mama, they were magical. Feel like they both left this earth too soon. Played both the role of a goddess and a goon. Black woman stress.
Black woman stress.
Their prayers are the reason why today we are blessed. So, am I doing okay? Yes, thankful for each brand new day. Even though the devil's been a little busy. vicious. Where I'm from, crime is delicious. Might cause a little trouble. My circle small and delicate as a spit bubble.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Shout out to fourth row. Imagine that. Niggas dreams out here really coming true. But wait a minute. I just asked y'all. But what if your heart is the color of blue? Y'all
Some
still
things
don't
like-
have a clue.
I think it's like, how you talk on a beat like this? Like,
Trouble don't last always.
At least
That's what the old folks used to say. Shout out to Mr. Knott for this beat.
that sound like a. I don't know how to explain it. Like a TV show intro. Like I don't know how to
It's just-
explain it. I never heard a beat like that, and the fact that you just calmly talking on it, I never heard something like that.
We say, they can say Angela is beautiful, and they can say she's brilliant, but she's right in the same women's detention home that the sisters at Walker Street are in. What I'm so afraid of is this actually is a calculated
Know who's speaking though?
and genocidal move in many instances, because the threat of this kind of strength that these young people have, which may not always be comparable to the kind that our ancestors had, is so positive and so fearless that it frightens people. And I don't want to see this continue, but sometimes I worry that it's a concentrated, thought-out effort to not have a young generation so strong and so beautiful.
That's Lena Horne. That was Nikki Giovanni and Lena Horne.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So Nikki Giovanni, one of the things that she was doing in the 70s, she had an interview series. She's interviewed Lena Horne, Muhammad Ali, James Baldwin, just to name a few, but that was what she started doing. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to speak to people, but a lot of her poetry, she would read them some of the poems that she had wrote about them. And in this interview, she had read a poem that she wrote about Lena Horne. Because Lena Horne was one of the first, in respect to Lena Horne, because if you ever watch any type of old black and white movie from a certain era, like for any black actress that had to start, it was Lena Horne. But they picked her because she was
fair skinned.
She was fair skinned, yes. But that as she speaks in this interview about it, she was still very much aware that she was a black woman. So as y'all know, a lot of black women had to pass back then. Like it was life or death in some instances. And then also, if you were of a fair skin tone, like sometimes you was treated better, sometimes you wasn't. And then in this case, Hollywood took her and made her into something that she knew she never really could identify with, but she played the part. You know what I'm saying, for many, many years. But the conversation was so powerful between them. But that was a very powerful part because she's speaking on Angela Davis. We was talking about the Black Panther Party, but this was like a part of what I wanted to close the tape out with, because what they're saying, like she said, she's talking about the strength of them in the 70s. And we talking about the strength we got to have still all these years later. Because
shit ain't getting no easier.
It is a constant threat to us as it's a threat to us. Like you saw, it was a wave when it was a time. Every day you turn on your TV. This is your TV now. Every day you looking on here and somebody got killed by the police.
Nah, facts. At
You know
one
what I'm
point,
saying?
facts.
George Floyd, fuck this shit. We can't deal with this shit no more. This
Trayvon
motherfucker
Martin,
just
no,
choked.
facts.
Yeah, but
Shit
it's
back to back.
Yeah. No, Trayvon was in 2013, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, he was,
talking
yeah.
about George Floyd was during the pandemic.
facts.
He was
facts.
2020, so that shit happened. Everybody was glued in.
Yeah.
And you really seen this man get choked out. So not to get too far into it, but there's these different efforts. Look at all the big stars that got big brands, big money. And Benny was speaking on this. You say the wrong thing, you canceled. You're getting canceled. You losing endorsements. They quick to take it. away from you. They just like they give it to you, take it away. That's why
Faster.
independent structure is so important. You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
if it's yours,
definitely.
nobody can take it away from you.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? People buy into endorsements. People buy into the brands and the bigger this and the bigger that. But at the end of the day, you sign a contract with somebody, you really got to do a lot of the things that they want you to do, even though you don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you get a bag with it, but then what if they could just take it away too? Oh, you still
Kanye.
got against Trump. So.
Right.
Kanye.
Now Kanye can't get canceled. I
No,
mean, I'm
but
sorry.
not even a cancel, but like you said, they could take the bag away, and
Yeah,
that's
that
definitely
was-
what
But
they
they
did.
could never though. That's why he's still rich. That's why he's still.
But you know he
got
lost
the
like,
B's.
but no, he still got $1 billion. But what he would have had if he would have stayed with him, and then what he got now was definitely a
It's
major
only
difference.
because of Ye's influence though. So it's like
For him to get it back like that.
when Ye was talking about no one man should have all this power, he said that in 20.
Yeah, he said that in Power. That's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah. But that he was talking such a crazy talk back then. But you gotta think about Ye's influence and everything
It's
he
major.
touched. Now, yeah, you don't agree with everything that anybody says, so you're not gonna just sit here and say I agree with everything what Ye said. No, but the power of he can't get canceled. There's no cancel culture for him. I don't care what you say. It's gonna be people that's still knocking college dropout.
No, that's a fact. Still gonna wear the
Graduation.
body Yeezys.
Graduation,
Still gonna
for
Shout
sure.
out to Jay Ivy, poet Jay Ivy. He was on a college dropout. He's from Chicago. And he just recently followed me. You know, I don't like to even say stuff like that. I'm not a big person like, oh, this person followed me. But it was just dope because I just happened to pop in his live one day, ended up winning some tickets to his show that was in the Chi-Town. I connected him with some people that was in Chi. You know what I'm saying? They ended up going, but he ended up following me. But he was one of the first poets to win a Grammy for the spoken word category, like as a spoken word artist. Like they hadn't had that category, so now it's actually a category at the Grammys
I didn't know
for
that.
spoken word, and he was one of the first ones. But he's featured on Ye's first album. You know what I'm saying? Like so. But Ye, you know, I'm just speaking on that cancel culture. Like, yeah, they, you know, a lot of people turn their backs on him, and a lot of people will turn your backs on you when you're not saying what you want to say. What Lena Horne is just talking about at the end of that, which I felt, is because she's saying like this generation, you know, they don't want to see like these. Angela Davis was peacefully speaking her piece in the 70s. You know, they took their time to dismantle and destroy the Black Panther Party. Black Panther Party, they was giving kids free lunches.
Free lunch program,
Yeah.
facts.
Right.
wow.
But they were tired of what was happening. This is on the heels of Malcolm being assassinated, Martin being assassinated. All these things were spurring up because now we got to get our own voice and it got to be strong. And we got to revolutionize this stuff. But what the government do, what they always do. So, you know, we get deeper on that, but it's a whole other story.
Right.
But yeah.
That's another
But
time.
I wanted to touch on that. I wanted to touch on a lot of different elements in this EP, and I'm just glad I'm glad y'all was able to listen to it first, absorb it, and it's coming out this Friday, the 18th.
This Friday.
You know, so yeah, I'm anticipating a lot of love. It's already a lot of pre-love, so I have fans literally all across the globe, and that is nothing that I can thank nobody but
major.
God for. You know
No,
what I'm
facts.
saying? That's a blessing.
major.
You know
That's
what
a
I'm saying?
blessing.
I'm looking at my analytics. There's countries I don't even know how to pronounce a few of these. Like you think about the big countries, but you think about Bulgaria and someplace over in Switzerland. I never heard of.
Kazakhstan and no facts.
Right.
Shit like that.
Yeah,
Bogota.
Well,
Yeah.
well, Young Joe say Yucatan. nigga.
But it's dope to see it, and that's just like, you know, people. Yeah, when you get people tapping in from all over the globe, and they saying, "Hey, love from South Africa." You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out South
It's
Africa.
different.
You know what I'm saying?
That hit different.
Yeah, that hit way different. Like, oh, they listening to me in the motherland. All right, this is what
That's different.
I got to get to the motherland and do a show.
I was going to have you
Yeah,
ever
that's
been?
have not.
Not yet.
No, not yet. But you know, it's so crazy. Benny in India went last year, and India was like, out of all the places she been, South Africa, they was in Joburg. She's like, I call it Joburg now. They was in Johannesburg. She was like, you gotta call it Joburg.
Right.
She was like that. It was one of the like, as far as just like dopest places to be was Johannesburg. She was like, it's nothing like it. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta get out to the motherland. But yeah, and that's one of my goals. My next goal is just I've done a lot of studies. I've been on a few tours. I've done my own tours. I've done shows. So my next goal is to get some stops internationally. You know what I'm saying? And take this across the seas. To see what see how they love me out there.
You're gonna do it. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah. So yep, it's bigger things approaching. So just gotta stay the course. It's an everyday thing. I find myself learning so much more about myself as a writer, myself as an artist, and that's the thing I was getting on. I've been featured on so many songs, but then I had to say, okay, you're a featured artist or you're an artist. Like, do you want to stay in this featured artist role, or do you want to
branch
really
out?
branch into making sure that people know who Keisha Plum is for real on her own? Like, I put out a project back in 2016, but I'm like, damn, you ain't put out your own project. You know what I'm saying? I did the Love Baptism. I dropped, I'm gonna send it to you so you can listen to it.
Please do.
Time. And so send it to Agree. Like, I don't know, but I speak on different types of love and aspects of love and what it means to me. But it's just the first time I ever did anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was a way I was tapping into it. But it's from the producer Showtime. They got 7 different beats. And, it's ill ass shit. Like, we just talking on some other shit. So, I'm like, I got to get the conversation going. So it's going.
Nah, we appreciate you. We loved having you. We definitely hope you come back and see us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kick it with us.
Yeah.
We got to get her up here when WAP up here too.
Man,
Yeah.
what?
That'd be a good episode.
Well, we spoke on the phone during WAP's interview.
Nah,
Yeah,
That's
I was
it.
saying
Yeah.
hi right at the beginning of it, and y'all was like, and then I was still in there later.
No, yeah, you was in the stream. Yeah, you was in the stream.
And I was
Facts.
cracking up, and you read one of my comments, and you was like, Keisha Plum, and you're like, yeah, that's
All right. There's one more question. That's how we gonna end it because that was funny. How did you get the name? Where did the name come from?
Oh, I wanted to ask.
yeah. Damn, people. That wanted to be a question. That's all right. My phone microphone. Shout out to these mics. This thing is so.
You never seen that, right?
You like that?
That's what I mean. That's
all,
why I
bro.
did
That's
that.
all, bro.
Okay, nah. I told him too. I was like, I want.
Yeah, she like, can I have the plum mic? Like, it's your word. You can have whatever.
Yeah, nah, definitely. But so Keisha, I feel like we all know somebody named Keisha.
Facts.
Yeah. Right. Everybody know Keisha, and then people always be asking me this too, like, okay, when did you start calling yourself Keisha Plum? Which it had to be in the 2009, 2010 era, where I was like trying to come up with a name for myself, and that's when I first dropped those pieces on YouTube. Like, they're still up there. They're very old vintage Keisha Plum. Like, it's like so raw. It's not like I'm in somebody's closet, which I was in my closet recording, but. I just wanted to see how it sounded. And I was just playing with a few beats that I was getting. So, but say all that to say, I think my bracelets. But say all that to say, like, I was like, I was just putting it together. Plum, takes me back a little deeper because plum is like, you look at a plum, the flesh of it is very dark. It's like one of the darkest fruits.
Yeah, facts.
Like, which made me think of Billie Holiday and Strange Fruit.
Oh shit!
Which
I'm very familiar with that poem.
They
Facts.
basically ostracized Billie for that. You know what I'm saying? Because she's speaking on the lynchings.
She ended all her shows with that.
Yeah. So the plum, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, and the fact that if you bite into a plum, you really don't know if you're gonna get that sweet or that sour taste.
You're right.
Yeah, so
That's fire.
I kind of come with a little sweet inside.
That's fire.
I come with that
that's
unknown.
hard.
That's
so
fire.
it's like, it's just deeper than me saying, oh, I just wanted to pick a fruit. No, it's
Nah,
not.
that's
I really
fire.
was thinking about like what I wanted to name myself and how I wanted to be known as, and Keisha Plum was just born like. But I had to say like my first official publishing of my name had to be, I guess, in 2010 when I was first uploading on YouTube. And I was just saying, that's who I am, Keisha Plum. And that's when I started just like, as I was writing, I would like just sign a lot of my poetry, Keisha Plum, so. But, it just came about, I was thinking on it, but I was like, I wanted to throw Keisha up in there because, like, even that's not my government, but it's like the feeling that I always was coming with.
I feel like it makes you personable. I feel like everybody can relate to that.
Keisha was
Yeah,
in
facts.
New Jack City, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? She was
Belly.
she was with Nino Brown with the Uzi. She was her shit. You know, we got Keisha from Belly.
From
you know
Belly,
what I'm saying?
facts.
It's like real memorable Keishas like out there as far as like just
That's
persona,
very
you know what I'm saying?
that's hard. It's like
No, facts. I did.
you know when you hear them
didn't think it was
stage
gonna get that
names, it's
deep,
like, damn, I didn't know the game needed that. Damn,
that was
that's
deep.
very that's hard.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. So
I see you doing something with, like, as far as artwork, like something with the actual fruit. I feel like
Yeah.
that would be hard.
I got some different ideas regarding just like taking it to another level with that. You know what I'm saying? And then I do my cooking show too. So maybe I
Yeah,
can
facts.
That's all.
Yeah,
We-
I've definitely
we
did
would-
that.
we could do the cooking show one day here.
Nah,
Yeah,
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 facts.
facts. So when you come back with the album, September, August, we definitely do that. Fact.
Yeah. Because I do the cooking with Keisha Plum segments, but I got a page, but I'm about to like revamp it. Like I'm about to do a little teaser, and then when the time is right, after I do the teaser, I'm gonna like actually set it up a real nice episode up on my YouTube. So
Oh, that's what's up.
yeah, but that's another form of therapy. But
Mm-hmm.
I like to. I'm getting back into the juicing, and I was doing my
Mm-hmm.
smoothies, but I'm getting into the juicing and plum juice, and then like me and a couple of my friends, we love a few different plum wines. So it's like just
Oh,
even
wow.
adding all these different elements into it. You can just take it. Look. As
No,
much
facts.
as you want to
That
brand
brand,
something that's
exactly,
yours,
that
you can
brand,
brand it and
facts.
take it there. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
There's so many different levels. Not to just give out all my ideas to everybody, but you can definitely speak things into existence that you want to happen. So,
Facts.
yeah.
Facts.
But thank you. That was a good question to end it on.
'Cause what you don't-
I know you saw A-Rod question, but it's all good.
He
Y'all
be
both
out-
asked really
I
good
listen.
questions.
I do that all the
Kudos to
time.
y'all.
I feel like nah, yo,
For y'all, 'cause
horns,
y'all did a good
all
job.
that. We was in our bag. Bro, what's
Yo, listen, bro, you gotta stay ready, so you don't gotta get ready.
Yeah, that's crazy. But nah, I definitely appreciate your time, and this was a really dope,
We appreciate yours.
dope offering, and y'all did a good job. Nah, that
Thank
felt
you.
good.
Thank you so much.
Well, welcome. Thank you. I gotta say that on the air for y'all. So yeah, thank you. Yep. TLE.
Hey, hold on. All right.